relatively low. The front shield is there, but a nice pin of Malice. He's gonna root them. The box to get to the pin. He gets to dispose of. Who gets the Roche is the question. Nobody wants to kill it. And finally, Monet, he snatches the Aegis. And we'll try it on in. They want to get the Omni Knight immediately. Will they get him? He gets forced out to safety. There's the Guardian Angel just in time. And Mickey has to buy back after dying right off the bat. And Matu is dead as well. A terrible fight for Liquid as the BKBs have come out from Aster. Now they can just focus down Zai. Another death, another kill for Monet. Foxy slowed to a crawl and a rampage. Monet just sitting in the back while his fat friend does all the work. And he gets 5 to his name. And now the focus is onto the Drow Ranger. No bash this time around. But Matu finds what he needs. Buyback now to the Drow. Snowball coming in. Walrus punch to follow. How much do they want to dive here? Breezy Field gets canceled. GG is called. Team Liquid move on. Aster eliminated from TI-11.
Cave Johnson here, founder and CEO of Aperture Science.
Diatine is back.
Oh, didn't quite get it. The skewer almost going off the nullifier. Is going to make that Aeon disc useless. Oh, he dies. He dies. 9 finishes him off. There's going to be a dive back. Now it's going to be a 4 versus 5. Trislett in a good position, though. And oh. My goodness, 9 just exploded, and 33, that's a squash spider as well. This is maybe the last stand from Secret. He must get this kill. He needs it so badly. Another round of slight. Not quite enough, but the double slide gets him before he dies. He finishes off 9. Chrysalis, can he hold 15 seconds for the Magnus to come back and start getting those skewers?
How long is this Wukong? He's praying for it to be as long as possible.
He needs to be a little bit longer, but he's getting tossed out of it. And now Tundra, they bounce a second round, a refresh, a double stun, a static sword. They're trying to hold, they're trying to get out of that static sword. But are they going to be able to hold this one? The Mantle away, the Saga Siren out. Force step, TP out, and Secret hold. Trying to hold it. Oh, what a kickback. Right in front of the Monkey King. What a beautiful kick.
Buyback here. Odie coming back in.
With the song, setting things up. They have the imprisonments ready to go. They're going to focus on this Tusk first. They know this repositioning is so damn bad for them. And Avalanche on a 3. And the Panthers come in. Finishing off the Ember Spear to 2 buyback. Tundra, they will take this game 1.
Here might get caught.
This would be the worst situation. A 2-man stun set up with the resolution. Ready to go. Nisha keeping his distance here with the swashbuckle. He's going to roll up to the side. They're going to try and deal with this next assassin. Oh, Tundra coming in. Here comes the stun. Can they chain stun him? They burned out of mana. He needs to be able to get off asunder, but he doesn't have an opportunity to do so. He falls. A dieback on the carry, but at the same time, oh, the Primal Beast went in, but they couldn't actually deal with the Drow Ranger who's just in the back line. Throwing away the damage. Resolution. He will not go down easy. 33 going to be collected, and that is it. GG. They will close out this game 2 and even up the series. 9. He's got an ace rune, so he may not be able to outrun that rocket, but he can get some serious distance. So they're going to try and chase. Oh, what an interception! What a play from Ron, and now in turn they're going to save each other with a snowball inside with a beautiful avalanche. Hello, Black Hole. Goodbye, Secret. Divine Reaper starts going to work, but you can see they're actually decently tanky. Chrysalis got to get back to it, but he's just going to get blacked out immediately. Divine Rapier picked up, Divine Rapier dropped, and that is it. Tundra are going to the grand finals.
We watched 2 series of Dota 2, of incredible Dota 2 yesterday, both very much finals weekend series to the bone, and we are with that left with 3 teams as we said goodbye to Aster. I must say, Jenkins, yesterday's games were crazy.
Yeah, yesterday was nuts. I mean, it's you dream of this. You're watching TI. You don't want the upper bracket final to be some 2-0. Like, all of these teams could potentially win.
Yeah.
And in TI history, I think the stat is the upper bracket finals only repeat 30% of the time.
I have another stat that you brought up that you haven't mentioned yet. You said earlier this week that traditionally, never before has a second place group team won TI.
Yeah.
Both Liquid and Secret. Well, Liquid was second place. I think Secret was like third or something. But you know, there's a little bit there as well. But we should talk a little bit about the teams that are still left in, because something special is when a first time to TI, takes the throne. And that hasn't happened very frequently in Lacoste.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the TI history, it did happen a couple of times so far. In this TI, we still have a couple of them left. It's Crystalis, Skeeter, and Nine, so they are still able to lift the ages for the first time, you know, and also their first time showing up. So that's a pretty strong momentum. We did have Team Spirit previous year, except for Miposhka, because he did play at TI. But if you look at the stats, it's just not a lot of people that. So it means that veterans, you need to have a veteran in your team pretty much that has experience, and who better to have than Puppy?
Yeah, very true. I mean, Royal Roaders here, Effie, there's only been two teams, TI1, there's 5 players, but other than that, it's Wings, the only time that 5 new people did it.
I think the Wings TI6 run is still probably the most legendary run of any Dota team. They were incredibly dominant from the start to the finish. They came up a little bit out of nowhere for most people. There had been whispers about that team just being so good a little bit before that TI happened, but when it did start, 5 new 2 TI players just took it. And the closest we got to repeating that kind of magic was last year with Team Spirit's TI10 run. And like Lacoste mentioned, Miposhka was a veteran compared to the others, but 4 new players winning TI, that's also very impressive all of these years later. Yeah, very much so. And we're not mentioning coaches because we only started counting coaches pretty late onwards. But I think we still need to, nowadays, coaches are a very big part, of course, of the team. And Blitz has not actually played/coached at a TI yet. He's only been talented, Cenk.
Yeah, it feels like he has.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I think he's been boys with some of the Liquid guys for some time, and that doesn't really count as officially coaching. And Heen could also, this could be a second win as a coach.
Yep.
And then Jerax could also win for a second time, but this time as a coach. Aoi could win for a second time as a coach. So there's a lot of firsts that can happen with coaches in particular.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty crazy. We still have, of course, these in, but overall, every team has something.
Yeah, they do have a lot of experience, something to back them up, because you need this. It's very rare, as Mira said, that you're going to have just 5 new players coming in and taking the whole thing. Dota, a lot of Dota ideas go back in time. Some of the counters and stuff you see, even from Dota 1 days. Dota is just very complicated game, and you need to have a good grasp on it. You need to know the history.
Yep, very, very complicated game indeed.
Yeah, just off of that info that showed up, I really do want to highlight AUI, who, of course, everybody knows and loves because he did work TI10 last year after failing to qualify with Arkosh Gaming.
And he was kicked for that, just for the record.
It's actually his first year coaching, and he hasn't been doing it from the start of the competitive year. I believe he joined them halfway through on Tundra, and he has just done an incredible job. I mean, as far as coaching debuts go, I do think AUI has the best results probably ever. So just pat him on the back for that. I really do think he is one of the best minds that we currently have in Dota.
Yeah, it fits very well in the lineup of Tundra as well. We always say they're the innovators, they're the
Shiver! Welcome, my friends. I know you're in the middle of some deep analysis, but I want to give a moment of levity. Gentlemen, ladies, I would like to start Singapore's favorite game show. Hit the music, hit the logo. It's time for Forced 50%. You know the rules by
And say that Cheever pretends to be a host, but in reality, she's a better analyst than all of us. So I'm going to go 1, just copying her answer.
Here's the thing, though. You're not a better analyst than Twitch chat. And I hear Twitch chat is saying, 2, computer, please reveal which of these 2 Spear brothers has the higher win rate.
No,
it's Ember Spirit.
I'm so sorry.
Great job. You all got exposed.
We trust you, Cheever.
I'm never trusting you again.
It's okay.
A bunch of frauds on this panel, and I think I saw someone hiding over there. You want to go on a journey? Let me take you on a journey of healing. I want to know which of these 2 heroes has a higher average heals per minute. Dawnbreaker or Undying?
Heals per minute.
Oh, that's a trick question.
Self-healing counts, doesn't it? Self-healing counts, doesn't it?
Anything that involves either Solar Guardian or Soul Rip counts.
Does healing a tombstone?
What about Wraith Pact?
No, it does not. Only
Tombstone
heroes.
will be like 7 HP.
But
Wraith Pact aura counts.
We have a new term, HPM.
You're getting a little bit too in the weeds, my friends.
Okay, I'm going to go 1.
I'm
Going
following
1?
the
I
cause,
vote 1.
'cause I think he's smart.
Well, I want to make sure all your answers are documented for
hang on.
posterity. You got a 1 for Jenkins.
So, does
I wanna go with
self-healing
1
count,
last
like,
time.
The passive?
Yeah.
Does her passive count?
Yes, it counts. 1, 1, 2,
Sorry,
2.
I'm changing my mind. I didn't know passive counts.
All right, let's see what it is. Chat saying Undying. Computer, reveal the correct answer. Oh, it's Dawnbreaker. What a shame.
He's
You
tricking
hate to
us.
see it. You hate to.
It's Wraith Pact. It's Wraith Pact.
It's Wraith Pact.
That's mean. Why
Listen,
did you do that?
Undying should be better at healing if you wanted to stay on the screen. All right,
Undying
Dawn,
go?
we'll see you later. I've had a pleasure joining all of you for this little journey.
She's mean.
She's mean. She's mean. Let's see how mean she's going to be in these next 2 series, though, because I won't take any more of your time. I hope you all enjoyed another episode of Forced 50. Say it. Forced 50%.
But I have 0%.
54%.
It doesn't feel. I mean, I have 0.
Well, because it's 3 questions, I feel like it's forced 33%, more
But
than forced 50%.
that would still imply that
These are edible.
They do smell nice.
It's really stupid.
It's disgusting.
You know what is not very stupid? History. History is actually very, very good and very interesting, especially when taught by our historian, Pierre Flax.
Welcome back to the Dota archives. Since your last visit, I've been extremely busy digging yet deeper into the background of our beloved game and have stumbled upon a category which previously nobody had thought to make content about: Dota 2 heroes. Heroes they may be, but sometimes even the best of us can fall short. Let us burrow into the archives and find out which have failed and which succeeded. To get us started, let's first review the latecomers to our game. No failures here, of course. New heroes are universally beloved, and certainly above reproach.
Every new hero that comes just ruins the game.
我觉得一推出就特别厉害的英雄。Ну, я тебе так скажу, абсолютно любой герой на релизе это просто сумасшествие.
Honestly, a lot of the new heroes are really... No, it's Primal Beast. Primal Beast was the most broken hero.
Primal Beast, который всех выносил, это просто жесть было.
Primal Beast, just coming around the corner, you know?
Every single game you play versus a good Primal Beast, he's 20-0 at like minute 50.
就是受这个英雄他打破平衡，就是在于他那个刚出的时候伤害实在是太高了，然后他那个3维就是初始的力量包括血量都特别的赢把，然后就每把都会有这个英雄，如果没有被顶掉的话。
As soon as I saw Primal, I don't even know what to pick. I can't hit him in lane. I can't out-CS him. He has 20 more damage than me level 1 for some reason. And he kills me from full HP.
Primal Beast and Marcy, both those heroes were like abominable on release. You literally, like, when they're on your screen, you're dead already. Like, it's too late if you see them. You have to not see them to be alive.
Interesting defensive stratagem. Merely avoid noticing the enemy. I've certainly had a lot of luck staying alive in Dota by simply not having any idea what's happening, and I'm sure our young professional there understands that better than most. Perhaps my good friend Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, introduced way back in 2016, will be better received by our professionals,
И макака, которая на первом уровне там 500 урона имела.
Like, only Doom had 150 range compared to melee heroes 128, but Monkey King had like 800. so he just smack you across the map. His jingles would never run out. It did like 1 billion damage, it lights it to full.
I mean, the whole like no noise when you jump thing was really great. This just silent assassin just comes out of the trees, you can hi-ya, and then he stuns you, and then you're dead.
Yeah, I mean, no comment on that. Like, that was probably the most easiest hero to play when it came out. Get hit 4 times and I'm dead, like, okay.
Insane mobility, you cannot man fight, he just kills everything. There was still this time where like Basher worked on his ultimate, it's like, this is unplayable.
Unplayable. That sounds like another member of our elite cadre, Kowlin, the Earth Spirit. Not new by any stretch of the imagination. This geological aberration has been with us since 2013. But when he first rolled into the game, well, personally, I think it was fine.
And before them, Earth Spirit had similar vibes to that. It's like he saw you and you were dead. He rolls on you, he kicks you 6 miles backwards, you're in the tower, you're insta-silent stunned. He has some reverse geomagnetic force staff thing going on. That here was something else.
I think the pull stunts, you do like pull into roll and to kick into your tower. You just play for some like Jerax or Weeha and they would just kill you off cooldown mid. You wouldn't even know what's happening.
当时好像他每个技能都特别厉害，然后输出也比较高，而且可以打中单或者拿很多绝活跟拿他上分。
Earth Spirit, it required some finesse. You know, you needed like some Jerax or crit out there. Like, you know, like I know the hero was really dumb when it came out, but I also like measure ease of like, you know, execution. And if it was purely ease of execution, you know, die.
Mixed feelings, certainly. But what about our next hero? Will they be afforded the benefit of the doubt? Can a group of 3 pyrotechnically gifted maniacs really be so bad? Their names are Squeeze, Spleen, and Spoon. May he rest in peace. So after all, how bad can it really be?
I think playing as old techies was like a nightmare. Every time I decide to play Dota like 3 AM, someone in the enemy team decides to pick techies, and I already wanted to be abandoned.
A lot of Dota is about inflicting some pain upon your opponents and like sucking all the fun to yourself. But I feel like techies did that to both your team and the enemy team. There's like 10 people and only 1 person gets to have fun.
Being able to insta-kill someone from across the map while dead has no business being in Dota. Now the game is going to get prolonged 20 minutes. I wanted to go have lunch, but my day has been hijacked by this guy who sabotages everyone else's fun and siphons it into his own freaking gullet.
That's the best change in Dota, honestly. That stupid hero got changed.
You don't want to be one of those guys that plays techies, you know?
And every idiot that played that hero, that liked the old techies, you know? Like, sorry to you, but...
I have nothing good to say about Techie Slacks, I'm sorry.
I'm super glad the hero's gone. May he never return. I'm sorry, Slacks. I know that hurts you and cuts you deeply.
Find a new game. Find a new game.
Oh dear. Damning indictments all around there. But ask yourselves this. If every hero was perfectly balanced, would the game be better for it, You do think that? Ah, well, as I always like to say, a journey bereft of drama is a journey forgotten. But one stuffed with action, intrigue, even disaster will live long in the memory. And isn't that what Dota is all about? I'll leave you to ponder that for yourselves. Good night.
A great lesson. Thank you very much, Pyrian. Indeed, techies, I think the pros were all in unison, happy that techies got changed. Effie, the class?
Not just pros. I think every Dota player out there hated the hero, the way he functioned. I think 2 best changes in Dota throughout the 10, 11 years was changing techies and also changing that you cannot pause the game at the start.
That was
like that. That's just, thank you so much.
The thing about techies is not just us as pub players were traumatized, even professional players are traumatized by that hero. It just speaks volumes. Actually, the fastest GG in Dota that I can remember of recent memory is last year, LGD versus Aster in some OGA tournament. 13-minute GG called versus XinQ techies. They just didn't even want to try. They just died a couple of times and said, F this. This hero sucks.
Yeah.
They did it out. I'll never forget that.
The greatest proponent of the anti-techies movement is actually gentleman Aoi 6000, who did win the international with techies.
Yeah.
And when you are a millionaire from playing a particular character and still want it to be removed, there's a pretty good reason.
Yeah,
pretty good reason delete it.
I'm happy it changed for sure. I know someone who is not, and someone who is outside catching some fresh air right now. It's Direction Slacks.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, not everybody is happy about the new Techies change. Any old Techies lovers out here? Yeah, we're in C, oh baby. Only the sickest freaks are playing out here today. Speaking of which, we're at the secret shop. The show was already open, but I thought I'd talk to some fans very casually. Hello, sir. Why aren't you in the arena? The show has already started.
I'm a broke uni student. I don't have tickets, so I'm just have to.
You're just here for the shop.
And, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, here you go. Here's a little of that. That's a very enjoy. Why are you not inside right now?
Collecting my ticket. Collecting my
Wait, do you have a ticket?
Yes.
And you're ditching the games for your own secret shop stuff? What do you have to say to Puppy, who is watching right now, who worked all year, 11 TIs for your entertainment, and you're out here buying a T-shirt?
All the best.
All the best to you. All right. I'm going to give you this shirt. Here you go. Thank you very much. Sir?
Yes.
One word for everyone in there in their comfortable air conditioning, standing out here in the heat.
I'm so jealous of you guys. I have to queue up for my plushie.
Oh, well, don't worry. Here's a free plushie right here. And where were those Techies fans in the back? Oh, yeah. And one more. Anybody want? There you go. Oh, that's a surprise one. It went behind. Yeah, that's good. All right, now I do have one challenge here. I have one cookie. Would anybody like to do the Snapfire jump for the cookie, please? We're ready. Come on, jump the line. Go under. No, don't jump over that. You'll die. All right, I'll throw you the cookie, and then you have to hop like the Snapfire character. Are you ready?
Yes.
This way. Don't hit the shot. All right? Here we go. Yeehaw! Yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd is hyped. The heat is right. Let us trade sweat, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It feels good. Back to you.
I don't know if that feels good. I feel a little sorry for it.
I feel like with Slacks, you can always tell when he regrets that he had said something right after he says it.
Please don't fire me.
It's like every moment could be his last.
I mean, that's a unique way to do things. All right, so we have 2 series of Dota 2 today. And our first one is going to be between Team Liquid and Team Secret. 2 teams from Western Europe, 2 teams who didn't qualify, 2 teams who have not had the best year, Effie.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams, they obviously had to come through the last chance qualifiers, so we know that they didn't qualify through the DPC system, but Liquid, they were always one best of 3 away from qualifying at a major. They always felt so close, whereas Secret ended the year with 78 DPC points. I mean, that is an abysmal year. The transformation in the last few months was insane.
It's awesome. Let's bring on the players. It's Team Liquid first.
Choose wisely and crush those responsible. Team Liquid.
What a road this team has made it here to the final day. They did not qualify first time round. They did not qualify on points, and then last chance qualifier. They did not qualify first, they qualified second, and here they are on the final day. They're your top 3. It is Team Liquid, and they're getting ready to take the booth to play against the other team that came through the last chance qualifier. It's Team Secret. They had the upper bracket route this time around, but still did not secure their place in the grand finals yesterday. They are looking to do so today, though. They have one opponent to go through before having potentially a rematch with Tundra. We'll see if Team Secret can make it all the way here today. they definitely have looked on fire and leveled up through this tournament. Same can be said for Team Liquid. Now, we obviously love talking about both of these squads. We really, really do. But we also really love listening to them talk about each other. Here is Team Liquid on Team Secret.
I think Team Secret during this event, they really figured out the meta, and I feel like the way they draft and the way they approach the game, it sets themselves up for a lot of success.
First of all, I think Nisha is probably the best player alive. I think he's incredible, and I think he deserves all the success that's coming to him. And I think the same can be said for Puppy.
They have good players. I mean, I think they have like the best coach I've ever played with, seen. So
after a rocky year and a few switch ups, I think they found like a group of players that actually click very well.
They seem to understand their team very well and how to best utilize the players and how to get everything out of all of their players, really.
Having Nisha in their team, I think is like the best modern Dota 2 player in the world. Like, it's like, I don't know how can you, with this recipe and having Puppy with all this experience, how can you fail with this much like a recipe for success already? Like, I don't see any point in, like, I don't see any way, you know, like, for me, it's just expected.
I was really happy that we didn't have to play them in last year's qualifiers, so we both could end up qualifying. And now if we do have to end up playing them, I hope for it to be in the grand finals. That way, I think we'll get a finals that I would be, like, no matter the results, like, I would be kind of okay with.
A lot of love, a lot of respect between these two teams, and how else can it be? Zai has played 3 internationals with Team Secret. And of course, Zai and Matu last year, they were at this very point in the tournament. They came 3rd with Team Secret. Now they're on the other side, and only one team can advance. Jenkins, that is heartbreaking.
That's right, Shiver. This is a grudge match between these teams.
Love and respect. Grudge.
Yeah, lots of respect, lots of love. But in, you know, brotherhood, there's also you want to be better than your older brother. You know, you see your older brother playing video games, you want to beat his ass at the video game.
Yeah, playing with unplugged controller as player 2.
Exactly. Puppy said in an interview that my ultimate best option was that we all play together until the end, regarding Zai and Matu leaving. And Puppy and Zai are the only remaining players who have now finished top 4 and at least 5 TIs.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
It's crazy.
And I want to say, you know, if I can see a pattern, it was Puppy who placed 5th at TI 8, placed 4th at TI 9, and at TI 10 he got the 3rd place. So I think he's getting at least a 2nd place here.
I mean, the pattern has to continue, but I feel that this match is a little personal for Puppy, maybe more personal than for current Liquid, because like Jenkins just mentioned, in that interview, he wanted to stay and play with these players, but they left him.
Yep.
So surely he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder in the sense that it's going to be like, okay, I'll show you.
Yeah, and they have, I mean, they have done very well. That, I don't know, I don't think it's a garage carrying them through, but making it here to the lower bracket finals, it is very poetic that they meet again here today and only one can make it through. So I'm very happy to see this matchup. When we heard both Matu and Zai talk about Team Secret, they both narrowed in on Nisha, best player in the world.
Yeah, because he's been so consistent throughout the, like, ever since he's pretty much started playing professional Dota back in the, like, Kingwin days, even a team before that. Like, Puppy is the one who recognizes talent so quickly, and Nisha has been so stable. I don't think I can recall a game where Nisha had a really bad game. It's just how good he is, it's pretty insane.
And speaking of that, I remember in an interview last year after TI10, Nothing to Say was asked about the mid laners that he faced at TI, and he said that overwhelmingly and by far the most difficult player to go up against in the mid lane mechanically is Nisha. That it was just a tier above everybody else, and most players are kind of scared of going up against
Something
that
about
guy.
this player, he does some cool play and then you see his face on camera and it's just a big smile, you know, he acknowledged it, like, yeah, I did that.
He loves Dota. Yeah,
And he has a good smile as well to do that with, for sure.
Yeah.
and he's going up against the guy on your screen right now, Mickey, there on your left. I must say, I mean, Mickey last year, he wasn't even a mid player. He played carry. This guy has leveled up tremendously.
Yeah, both Boxy and Mickey, honestly, there was a lot of criticism of these two, or I guess people were not sure of how it was going to go. Swapping these players' roles in order to make way for the new players that were joining Team Liquid, and they're carrying so tremendously hard in this tournament. I mean, I feel like obviously we're at the top 3 right now, so every single player has shown up in some series in some way. But with Mickey and Boxy, it really feels like a bit of a redemption arc, because it felt like a lot of people didn't believe in them, but their teammates believed in them enough to play with them. Even Taiga saying like, yeah, you know, I stepped out so that way because I did still believe in them as players and that they could do it. And man, they've shown up.
I agree completely. And I also think that that fluidity of when you recently switch roles, when you were a carry
from Liquid.
There you go. When you recently switch roles, when you go from a recent carry player to a now mid player, I feel like those players have a much better understanding of when and how to pressure the enemy carry. Like, they understand that timing's just a little bit more than anybody else, just because of the recency that is fresh in their own mind. And I think that has really shown with Mickey's performance this TI. It felt like he has stepped up in every possible way, but he's always hitting his timings. He's rotating to the correct side lanes, and he knows when the enemy carry's timing is and plays around it. So, I mean, hats off to him. It's not the easiest transition to make, but he has done it seamlessly. And throughout the year, some people had questions, but I think that all of those questions are answered now.
It lets them swap roles as well. Like, this team is one of the teams that they don't play roles, they play heroes, and it's because of these role swaps that they did previously.
Yeah, let's see how they do on this first match of the day. Let's head over for the draft.
Team Secret versus Team Liquid.
Team Secrets.
Game 1.
And here we are, you wonderful crowd, you beautiful people out there. We're taking a look at the first game of the day. I'm joined with a couple of very accomplished players as well as Trent. Trent, how's it going over there? We've got a wonderful Taiga and Amar. ATF, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Excited for the game? You excited for the series? I hear you guys might be a bit biased.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the series. I know Liquid is gonna win, so I'm looking forward to it.
And, you know, of course, ATF, you're also here watching one of your former teammates on the old Creepwave squad. How are you feeling about Secret?
I feel like Secret not gonna win. I think Secret should win.
Oh my God! Like I said,
must, you know?
Must. All right.
That's good.
Trent, we already have the beginning of the draft here, as we see the Marcy band out, as well as the Lesh and the Dawnbreaker. Tell me how you feeling about these two drafts.
Well, I mean, we're coming off a break, right? Everyone had all this time to prepare for their last matchup, and now we're back into the more standard format of the bracket of, like, they just had their games yesterday, found out who your opponent is right now. Like, last night, you had your little chance to prepare, and so you're coming in with some fresh ideas of where you want to start with. And Liquid, they look to be targeting, at least, like many teams have discussed, this idea of the offlane and how they want to play from there, particularly with how good Secret are with this Dawnbreaker global combos.
So, guys, Enigma, how good is this hero? Talk to me about what you guys are seeing in this draft already. Is there anything that's sticking out to you?
I mean, I think this first pick from Liquid has been a pretty classic. Enigma as a hero now is absolutely imber. We started it in Stockholm Major and we realized how strong this hero actually is, even after the nerfs. Especially Liquid, they're so good with Enigma because they can play it in different positions. Insania, back in the days when he played Heroes of Uber, for example, he played Enigma non-stop. And he also played Enigma this tier, so I think this pick is amazing.
Answer, Insta. Just go AFK and Fountain and you can press global. How easy can your answer be?
Dude, this is I like this. Because everybody always says, like, Silencer, just pick it into Enigma and it's going to be the answer. But you think it deals with it kind of well?
I mean, it deals with the BKB Black Hole, but it does not deal with the Wraith Pact summon thing. That's the current meta.
Oh, and they opt for another sort of the magic base, I guess, of Enigma, like those ideas of the big spells, but once again, nothing really there for those Eidolons. But we've seen a lot of teams go for like the safe lane carry matchup to try and reduce the impact. Do you think that's something that Secret might want to commit to in the next phase, or are they just like maybe worried about Insania flexing on this Enigma?
I can talk about that. I think that the thing with Enigma right now is very hard to counter. Even if you pick like Silencer, next into first pick Enigma, you're gonna get counter pick on 8. So this Tusk destroys the first 2 picks right now. Like, if he gets a game, if he gets a snowball, I think Silence will have a rough lane into Tusk. And I also think Enigma as a hero right now doesn't rely on Black Hole as much. I think people are like thinking too much about the Black Hole, but in reality, this raid pack item, when it got released, Enigma just got 10 times better. So you have a stun, you have a Midnight Pulse with 80 lands from long range, and what is Silence going to do compared to that? You know, he has one spell, that is global, and he's useless.
That sounds scary. I mean, yeah, when you talk about it, we've seen Boxy play this Tusk so many times, and he just absolutely takes over the game. I feel like I've been seeing some of the best Dota of his career so far. They are going to ban out now the Pudge. We take the Kunkka out of the pool, as well as the Monkey King. Is there anything that you feel like either team is kind of susceptible to right now? You already mentioned some of the laning woes that they might have. What about Team Liquid? Is there anything that they have that could potentially be exploited here?
I mean, now Secret have to show something on 15. Like, they have to either show that this Silencer is a core, or they wanna like pick 15 carry with Silencer into Enigma. But Enigma also could be flexed, but maybe they just think that this Tusk made it to just go Enigma Tusk lane. So, but not sure what he would want to play on the 15. The Monkey is already banned. We'll see.
Try and punish some of those Eidolons in the lane, as you're saying, right? A lot of those options still in there. I mean, they're getting rid of some of these heroes that can kind of deal with like the mass physical damage, right? The Monkey King, the Kunkka, trying to reduce that impact, plus just solid heroes. As likely, the offlane hero is probably still going to be picked here from Team Secret, unless it is like a Rezo Silencer. You know, Rezo, I think, has been looked to as someone who's really been leading this team, and in terms of like how well his lane goes, it tends to really dictate how much pressure they have across the entire map for Team Secret. Is there anything here that you guys would say like you should be really worried about that Rezo could pick up in this phase? Or do you think like they'll probably wait a little bit longer to get some more info for Rezo with how important he is?
I mean, there is like no, like it's according to their plans. Like I don't see, like they have to show one of them. Like they have no choice. So they have to like maybe get something solid that no matter what, he will just not like suffer in his lane.
If you're the offlane right now, Amara, you're like, just let me wait. You guys pick. Like, give me more time. You know, are you greedy in the draft?
I mean, not really. Like if I can get my heroes, because I play like 5 heroes, so I will just take them before they're out.
All right, Taiga, we'll ask you the same question. Is Amar greedy in the draft?
He was actually greedy, but nowadays, you know, people just ban 3 heroes install, and Amar is like, oh, okay, I have 1 hero left. Let's just pick it. You know.
Well, which draft would you guys each feel a little bit more comfortable playing at this point in time in the game as we get going into this next phase of the picks here?
I will say I like Team Liquid draft more. I feel like if they can keep the flex with Enigma and wait, you know, I think Secret has second pick, right? So they will see where Enigma is going before they pick their carry. So I think in this sense, Secret should have the advantage because they got second pick. But we'll see. I still like the first 2 heroes of Liquid more. I think they won the first phase.
I mean, Liquid for sure. Like it made the Secret 15 hard. Like they don't know what to pick on 15 because they have to show, and Enigma will just dodge the right counter pick unless they just decide to like all in. Like
you mentioned how like second pick feels really good right now, right? This idea of like the end of the draft, you have this opportunity for the double counter pick. A lot of teams will refer to where you get to see something, respond, see something, respond. And the fact that they're actually struggling at this point in the draft is generally a pretty good sign for Liquid, right?
Ooh, the little dwarf man sniper plinking away.
That's a good hero for the lane against Enigma. If you think it's an Enigma offlane, laning into Sniper is not the easiest because Strap Elves and auto attack actually kill Eidolons. Like Enigma right now, Eidolons like 1 and 3, like they die to magic damage.
Yeah.
So I think it's good.
Does also present himself as an immediate target to go on, and with 2 heroes that are already there to sort of go for a hard commit, whether it's a Blinken and a Walrus Punch or a Blinken and a Black Hole, they're going to have to make sure that they protect that sniper pretty well.
I mean, they have the tools. They have Nyx to scout. He will just go in like he's invisible. Most strongest thing, you know? You just go invisible. Like, you have to address him. Like, and also, like, they should, like, complement the sniper with 2 more heroes that, like, at least, like, 1 initiator, like, some tank who will just eat the damage and not die.
Yeah, I feel like Liquid should look at Night Stalker. I feel like a type Night Stalker hero would be very good for the draft right now against the 3 heroes in Secret. I think like Sniper, Nyx, Silencer, if they get on top of like let's say Anna's ulti, get on top of them, they draft fall support.
Ooh. Okay, and now a nice little player to run on in there with the Infest, and afterwards, the immediate Lich. So we've seen Frost Armor be really difficult for some teams to deal with. What do you think about these two picks here?
I mean, the Lich concept was like to counter the SF, because SF is just like right click, and it's the same thing for Sniper. Like Sniper just right clicks, and there is like, it's not like there is some Slark who steals your stats, or Ursa who has fewer swipes. Like, so like you will just protect whoever.
A lot of damage, and well, now moving in, we get ourselves a Beastmaster, so not necessarily a hero that's been doing too well lately. I feel like he's kind of fallen down that totem pole in terms of like the summons, where it's, you know, he tends to dominate a lot of the Dota meta because of his ability to have the summons, and he has this magic community piercing stun that you're always able to rely on. But it is more vision, and would you consider this pretty good in terms of like a little bit of like a tank to go in? Feels like it's a bit more finesse based because you have to rely more on your vision as opposed to just like a big body, right?
I mean, it's still Beastmaster, like you strongest here on Dota. You just have this big creep, 2k HP, you send, you press Primal Roar, you see everyone, nobody can move. Like these heroes also are like very bad into Beast, like they cannot like just run into him. Like they snowball, they press spells, they feel like they're just running to their death.
He brings a big beefy guy next to him. You know, with the Helm of the Dominator, lots of tank, lots of bodies in there, and no Night Stalker, I guess, at this point. Pretty hard to fit in, so that's also going to make Beastmaster happy, is that Night Stalker's not just going to eat your creep, which we've seen as a little bit of a soft counter.
Yeah,
best.
It's actually the power of second pick too, because if Liquid didn't have to like first pick, they would put the Enigma position 5 against the Beastmaster, which is a very good lane, in my personal experience. But the thing is, they already picked this post 5 Lich, so the second pick that Secret have actually benefits them so well because they get an 18 pick Beast, they know that Enigma is not in the lane. So, the power of second pick.
So not a mid Lich, is what you're telling me. That's not happening, the flex is not worth, okay.
Yep.
Okay, good, thanks.
Fair enough. Interesting stuff. So you said after that first phase that you felt like Liquid was a little bit ahead. In terms of the way that it's changed with these next 4, what are you seeing in this draft? Is there one team that you're favoring a little bit more? Is there anything you're really concerned about?
I think I feel like both teams, like they have like a concept in them. Like for example, Liquid, they run with the old classic the Enigma Tusk lane. Like Lich is like pretty balanced lane, I will say. And I think Secret is more like around team fight, you know, like protect my sniper with Primal Roar, buff him with Aura, Nyx scout for me, Global Silence, if they black hole me, you know, they all rely on the sniper to actually be able to hit. But I think that with this Lich being picked, I'm not exactly sure who's gonna, you know, who's gonna come out victors.
I mean, like Liquid drafts are like more about like if I had to already choose, like Liquid drafts are about lanes. If their lanes are good, like they might just like Secret draft, like even though Secret heroes look better against Liquid, but just because of the laning advantage, they will not be able to get their timings on Secret. So Liquid will have faster timings. That counter picks doesn't matter anymore.
Interesting, very interesting. The timings, that's what we're going to be playing for here. Well, one last round of picks coming out now, as Liquid down to 25 reserve seconds, and they're going to go for a Primal Beast. They get it in the last phase of the draft.
I mean,
that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen much of Mick at Primal Beast, so I'm not sure if it's his comfort hero. So it's going to be nice to see it.
Certainly someone getting to the back lines, right? That's especially a Primal Beast. He gets in there, he creates a little bit of chaos. I see that with the Chain Frost. We got some Infest plays, snowballs. It's going to be hard to keep your formation as Team Secret right now.
I mean, I still feel like their heroes are good into Primal Beast. Like, Beast is good, Nyx can like Carapace, and Silencer can global in his BKB ulti. So it's not really that, it's just about their timings. Like, they just think about their timings.
Okay. And of course, if they can find that Silencer, one of the big things for the key components in these drafts. Secret, down to the wire here as well. As we're still looking for their hero.
I think Liquid really needs to watch out for the early game timings, because I think they need to deal with this beast, and they also like can't rely on the black hole for the late game. So the mid game is like the most important timing thing.
The last pick, Morphling. This has consistently been a huge hero for this entire tournament. Is it enough? Right now, what do you guys think? Team Secret or Team Liquid? Which one are you two favoring?
I would always go with Secret, even if the draft looks worse. Even though the draft looks good, but I will always go with Secret. I want the one who I want to win. I will always cheer.
I will always go for Liquid, of course, but I feel like this draft they have is very comfort, but it's making Primal Beast I haven't seen before, and it's on the Secret draft is very scary to play into if it gets to a late game.
Wow. We do have ourselves now another round here as we are getting into this lower bracket finals. We've heard from the pros, now we got to hear from the coach as we're going to head on over to Sir Action Slacks with the interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Blitz from Team Liquid. Blitz, another game with them picking Sniper against you. I know you guys lost to Sniper a few times, but everyone seems to think this is your weakness here. Have you guys fixed this? I mean, you did survive Aster after all.
No, it's pretty broken against us. We just kind of hope our best, you know, don't pick it, but, you know, I hope Tundra also just keeps first phasing it. It'd be pretty fun.
Last pick Primal Beast, the crowd was gasping out there. Very unexpected to come that late in the draft. Any particular reason why you guys did it so late?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit to recognize the situations where the hero's going to be good. Somebody suggested it. It sounded pretty nice. And yeah, I mean, Mickey seemed like he really wanted to play it. It's a fun main stage hero, too. You know, we're also here to entertain and stuff like that. Rezo told me before, let's just have good games.
All right.
Exciting.
Absolutely. And any words out there to silencer counterpickers for first pick Enigma out there watching right now? Do you feel like that's a dirty tactic, or is that completely fine?
I think we're like 6-0 against Silencer with Enigma in this tournament. No, that's not trash talk.
Oh man!
It's just math. It's just math.
Well, you know, math can never be toxic, and I'm 100% sure that this will be one heck of a game. So let's shoot it over to our casters.
Oh my goodness. Sir Action Slacks, always there to let us know that math is not toxic, but what is toxic is his pub play. As Trent, we get ready to go into this lower bracket finals, Liquid versus Secret. We're here, it was last chance qualifier teams, and they made it the whole freaking day. How's it going?
Another last chance qualifier. It's the same thing, right? It's all the lower bracket final really is. It's your last chance to get there, to the Grands, to fight them once again.
It's true, definitely. As we already paused in this game, we talked to the pros. You know, we had the wonderful Taiga ATF on. They seemed, even though they weren't willing to fully say it,
even though they were incredibly biased for the teams they wanted to win.
Exactly. Of course, is the sort of background there. Chrysalis, the former teammate of ATF, and then all of Liquid, pretty much, the former teammates of Taiga. But they are going to be having to watch on from the sidelines here as we get into this game. Matumba Man playing on the Lifestealer here is already sitting in this mid lane. What do you think about that Primal Beast pick? It got there towards the end. They said it's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, well, you know, you want to appease the crowd with the Primal Beast, sure, but Primal Beast, you know, when you think about some of the problems the heroes had, you can see them on the other side. Like, when I'm playing against Primal Beast and I'm getting upset, all I can think are things like, man, I wish I could stun through BKB. Like, no bigger BKB stun this game because this hero relies on it so heavily, right? Like, that's the whole kit of this hero, is just relying. Doesn't matter what role, you're trying to get that BKB as fast as you can. And he's going to be dealing with the roar as well as that global silence. So very frustrating stuff for Primal Beast. I think there's a good reason that it got left in that late, but as our lovely panelists were pointing out here, this idea of just winning the lanes, winning the game off of that early advantage you're going to get, Primal Beast is really frustrating to lane against too.
We saw some of the most dominant performances in a long time in the LCQ. Has fallen by the wayside a little bit. A nice stun to start this out. And it does look like indeed they're going to be able to pick up a couple of these bounty runes heading down to the south there. We'll have to watch and wait as two apiece. Chrysalis forcing back Boxy a bit, who again has just looked so good on this Tusk, on melee fours in general. He's been having a great tournament.
Yeah, kind of, you know, we were talking about this idea of you can't ban out ATF, you can't ban out Boxy at this point, right? The Marcy, the Tusk, and the Clockwork, at least to me, like throughout that last chance qualifier and coming to TI, have just all been super solid for him. I feel like his rotations have been the storyline for Liquid, whereas on the side of Secret, it's a lot of this discussion about what's happening with Rezo and Zayas there. But we're watching this mid lane here, and you want a long time storyline for Team Secret, it is Nisha with the Morphling. right? This is a player-hero combo who has been feared and for a very long time would just be banned in the first phase, even when Morphling wasn't necessarily like the best hero in Dota.
Right, and right now it literally feels like there's games where it is the best hero in Dota. You take over the stats of the other heroes with that Aghanim Scepter build, and then it just feels like an unstoppable monster. So again, we'll have to see if they can build up that momentum through the landing stage and get themselves where they want to go on Team Liquid. As already blocking off that small camp, Matumba Man pulls the wave back behind. They're going to get the D ward and then go and contest.
I do think it's interesting to see the formation setup that you're going to have from Team Secret this game, because like two of your cores, I feel like in a pub you might not be that excited about having Morphling and Sniper on the same team, right?
Right.
They don't tend, they kind of have like a similar role and idea, but it also depends on like the various ways that you can play the Morphling. You can be a little bit more active on this hero. You have so many cool options and combinations that you can do now with the changes to the ultimate on the hero, where you're becoming this opposite hero and trying to like take advantage of their abilities while also reducing their stats.
Yeah, it's incredibly strong. Some ring around the Rosie there. So he heads off. Will get punched a few more times on his way out. And again, this very annoying lane that you have to deal with of the Enigma, continuing to eat up your range creeps the whole time through. Already 4 denies on him there, but hasn't been able to have a great time against Chrysalis, who has been able to zone him back a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on Zai in this lane as well, because they spent a lot of their draft trying to deal with this, right? They are looking towards all these various heroes that can be placed into this role that can try and handle the Eidolons early and reduce the impact that you're going to have with that kit of the hero. And at this point, it's not looking too hot, obviously, especially with those nerfs to the Eidolons taking so much more magic damage. Shrapnel can actually hurt him.
The Mango doesn't want to go for it out of Sanya, and Zayat is just going to salve up. So gets away from that one. You can see the pressure that's put on early by Lich. Sanya keeping him just back there at arm's length.
Feel the tension in here.
I know, man.
Everyone's waiting for that first coming, get some low heroes all around.
I think it's one of those things too where, you know, these two teams, there's so much respect for each other. They played against each other a lot in the DPC, you know, and there's, you saw at the beginning, some mutual admiration that's going on. Going to be a good series.
Safe drafts, safe lanes, everyone just chilling out. But you know, safety is not necessarily the best thing for Team Liquid, as you know, we've been discussing throughout the draft here, this idea of, you know, getting this early lead, getting this early head start. 3 minutes in, they're not really there yet.
No, but they do play a little bit of intercept there. Boxy trying to keep his Enigma from taking too much damage, but using a lot of rounds of that shrapnel. Boxy trying to walk away, trying to survive. A couple more punches, one more hit. He's not going to go down. Barely keeps himself alive, but you can see the pressure that they're putting on bottom.
Those branches, keeping him up. Backpacks him, salves up, wants to stay in the lane, keep that focus pressure here for Zai.
I wonder if that opens up a little bit more space for themselves too, since that was all of the shrapnel charges uses from the sniper. And in fact, Boxy, yeah, wants to get a little bit aggro. They couldn't get the kill. Come at the king, best not miss. Can they bring it down? Chrysalis though. Couple more punches, slowed. Fairy Fire backs away. Flirting with some great body blocks coming in from Zai, but they will get away.
And that aggressive vision plays down there, almost helping them get that kill. Like, try and get a couple chances there, just narrowly missed by the sentry that was there from Team Secret as well, but doesn't result in the kill this time, just burns up a lot of that regen that was there for Chrysalis. And probably got a little bit of time off, just kind of wander around, got some stacks, scouting things out. Up top, Zayat has also been very free. As you can see, Zayat is still level 1. He's about to be level 2, you know, to his credit, but he's been giving a lot of space to Resolution right now. And this is not really the dynamic that we've seen a lot from these two, right? They tend to play very together in the lane, very kill-heavy, kill-centric, whereas this time it's like Rezo's going to be planting himself in this top lane as the Beastmaster for a very long time, and I feel like Zayat's actually be playing a little bit more with Nisha.
Primal Beast, he cometh. Mickey is there, gets the first blood, takes out Chrysalis, and this is the power of this hero, really. At level 5, making these rotations and still not missing out on much mid. Shards? Oh! Boxy just a little off the mark there. That was max range.
A bit close on that one, but yeah, I mean, it kind of speaks to how these lanes are going, because like Mickey almost feels pressured, I think, to make that move around, right? And you're thinking about all these heroes that you're hoping to bully in the lane phase by just out-damaging them. Morphling, unfortunately, not the easiest one to do that with. If you don't have an actual kill threat, you don't have that chain stun to worry about, he can just sit on this max agi, and he's got that big damage to actually compete with a Primal Beast, so Team Secret looking very strong at the moment.
This has been the constant from them. Level 5 on Rezo as Matumba Man's coming on in to contest this pull again. Still has to deal with those boars plinking away at him. Very even. You can see that right now it's mainly the Enigma that's been the one that's sort of been left by the wayside in terms of those other cores. Likewise, though, bringing down that sniper's net worth with all those denies.
They're going to move towards the river here, though, as they try and contest the runes. Is going to spawn top.
Couple punches. Nisha right there. A DD is very strong on Morph, but will manage to get out of there. Mickey gets the jump out. Zayak still sticking around. And Blitz going to be used. Boxy makes the move over.
Radiant structures are
Morph with the DD.
Yeah, right? So much damage the early on.
Double
stun. Chase. Mickey in some trouble. Snowball to dodge the waveform. Keeps him alive. And Mickey is just going to head back home. Nice rotation as Boxy keeps that mid from going down.
Yeah, got to find some bit of XP here on the Tusk. I do think it's important as they are going to need some help rotating through these lanes. It's never going to hurt getting that XP early, but Nisha just keeps on going with that catapult.
This is so much damage onto this mid tower with that TD in hand and keeping that catapult alive. They had a really good push onto that mid lane at just 7 minutes.
Mickey hops on back, gives a free bottle over to Boxy. Gets a grab.
Wait a minute. No. He's going to get out of there, I think. He's trying to switch over strength for him. Snowball keeps him on him. Stun. Couple more punches coming from the tower. Mickey low. Puppy rotating in as well, but they aren't quite going to be able to chase him down. And Boxy going to try and TP out. No such luck with Nisha right on hand, but they're still too strong.
Yeah,
these big strength heroes.
Very low on the damage right now, right? Like outside of the Morph Link, you know, the actual damage being provided by a Nyx Assassin and a Silencer isn't too great right now when they're both such low level. So it was a good attempt, I think, from Liquid. I think they understand, again, that they really need these earlier kills, so trying to grab something like Nisha. Like, how often do you see a Morph Link die that fast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where they just get caught on that low strength. Now, chased into the trees.
Throws down the shrapnel. Zai is maybe in a bit too far as he's going to get stunned in secret. Ready to turn this on to the Enigma. A couple more punches, and it is going to be enough. Zayak picks up the kill.
This is the second kill of the game here in this slow burner right now. In this top lane, we have not seen a whole lot of, but obviously the top of the board is Matu. Sitting with almost 60 CS right now, but Rezo right up there alongside him. Yeah, 1,000 gold behind, true. But he's a very high level, 6.5 right now because he's just had no support in his lane, much like these early rotations of Insania.
But this rotation here should bear some fruit as the snowball will come out. But Boxy shards the high ground. Not quite this time. There's a tree in the way. So, Secret pick up another one. 2 on the board.
And Rezo even making a little move over here. Just seeing what's going on, checking out his jungle. He's got his helm creep, so he can farm it up a little bit right now. Very difficult to pressure Matu out of the lane at this point with a heavy rotation, and he's got a sniper and a Morphling, so not seeing the biggest group up play. He's going to the top lane at the moment here from Team Secret. Instead, they're sort of just focused on keeping everyone farming at the moment. And really holding this positioning mid with Sides and Puppy, trying to pressure this mid tower. And besides, you know, the Frost Shield's not up for 10 seconds. This looks pretty free.
Yeah, they're taking it down. No glyph available. Moves in, gets the tower, doesn't get the last hit. That time was spent with Primal Beast farming the jungle a little bit and was able to pick up some nice bits of farm for himself. As I can't quite get the connection there. But they do give up that mid tower.
It feels like Liquid really need to find some sort of a play across the map here with Mickey. I mean, you can't really wait for the BKB. Even with the BKB, there's obviously so many counters versus it, but I'm definitely feeling the pressure of them making moves right now.
Chrysalis, Snowball, ooh, barely gets there in time. They're like, oh, but no, gets interrupted there. Zai, well, they might still be able to chase him down with all these Eidolons. Is it going to be enough in the end? A couple more punches, and it is. But Liquid get the TP out after finding the kill.
And Mickey actually TP's down right after as well, though. So, I mean, right on the wave as well, like fully spotted out from Secret. And he's actually going for the punish.
Oh my god, moves on in.
I don't care if you saw me, I'm still coming.
God, the inevitability of Primal Beast is too freaking strong. So 10 minutes in now, and a couple good moves. This is what you wanted to see from Mickey, making it happen.
That part is great, but I also really love what Zayac and Nisha did. Like the way that they brought the Morphling and the Nyx Assassin, they just kind of camped in that top dire jungle, and that allowed Rezo to also push in through the tower. It was too much pressure on Batu. He had to leave the area, and suddenly Secret are just playing all up inside that territory.
Yeah, they have claimed that top tower. And there is a smoke now moving down through the jungle. They're going to run right into Matu. Roar, he gets the rage off. Will it be enough to escape? The stun is there. Waveform through the invest. He got inside your creep. Moving away from him. Can they get him out afterwards, though? They have the frost shield for round. And Mickey makes the rotation. Finds the boot. The double kill right on top. Oh, Matu got saved. His team was there. The creep was there. And Puppy is going to get Walrus punched out of oblivion.
Got an inside agent on the side of Team Secret here, it would appear. That's Sader. Oh, I guess the Mind Stealer this time was Matu hopping in there. The one play he could make, the only possible way to get out of there.
He found it.
Gosh, got it indeed. What is it with the infests in this team?
I don't know, something. Keep picking him Lifestealer. It just keeps working. Wow, 2-6.
Oh, that was such a big play for Secret too. That was like the reward for all of the area of the map they've been holding. This pressure, forcing Matu into that mid lane, catching him on the rotation back to his own side of the map. Everything was like coming together exactly how you expect from Secret. And then just like one little mistake, and he just gets out. Slips through your fingers.
Just like that. That's all it takes to give a little bit of life here to Liquid. We've seen a ton of these games. It feels like, you know, we talk about the path of both of these teams coming from last chance qualifier, but in reality, it feels like they've played very different tournaments. Secret has been, you know, coming in and just dominating people sometimes in the draft. Liquid, they've had to grind out these matches. Let's see what ends up happening here. Is Insania, he's going to get caught. Impale is there. A couple more punches. And your int is Puppies.
Honestly, I'm really impressed.
Very happy.
I'm running. I'm TPing, but... Oh, Giga, I got you. I'm coming. I'm really strong. Go. They all die. Go, silencer. No mana for check off. Keep throwing it. Yeah, I'm ulting. Me!
Guys, he's really strong. He's so strong.
This is me when I play, and I'm like, I got my first down. I'm really strong.
That was awesome. Moves in now, finds Puppy's eyes there for the stun. The global afterwards, but Mickey already charged it up. Now the chase, Nisha. Need to back away. There's still Chrysalis still over to the side, flanking away. Then at the damage though, the fraud shield and the infest out of there again. So they lose Sai in exchange for Puppy, also picking up Boxy there on the end. Now Mickey, oh no, needs to get out. TP away. Does he have enough? He does.
He's got that up, Rory. He's a tanky guy.
God, what a wild series of events. They're diving back behind the tier 1 tower. It's still standing there.
Now that was Zai going down though, of course, as you know, looking for this Enigma to try and get those ores up, see if they can get a little bit of pressure moving in on the map right now. Expecting perhaps another smoke as well here from Team Secret at this point, right? We're almost 15 minutes in the game. We start moving back towards that top half of the map. People start thinking about Roche. Certainly very possible for Team Secret. Whenever you have Morphling and Beastmaster on your team, that is a lot of damage, right? That raw damage of the Morphling plus the attack speed of the Beastmaster certainly cut through that pretty fast. And the help of the Hawks, the Boars, the Helm Creep, there's lots of vision to give you the confidence to go for that.
Of course, added onto that eventually is going to need to be dealing with this Wraith pack, which is just about to be completed by the Enigma as well. So we'll see if Secret can make those moves that they need to. There is still another invasion coming in as they want to get aggro. They find resolution right on top of the trample, the Walrus punch, and one more round of onslaught. It's more than enough. Benicia, okay, turns into the Tuscan, now ready to battle. They've got him caught here to the side. Insania trying to stop this one. Oh, the Chain Frost is bouncing, but not to who it needs to bounce to. Mickey does go down. Nisha in, looking for more. And Science with the wraparound. Oh, they're all on top of him. The back of the middle. He's to the rough. Right on top. Able to catch him. But Tumba Man trying to arm a toggle for all he's worth, but they're all falling. Secret keeps the pain train a-rolling as they all die.
Now, two carries hanging out. Grabs Matu's courier.
Can he get out? Matu trying to run away. Nisha, I don't know if he has the damage for this, though.
Chrysalis is being chased by Eidolons. He's trying to get there.
He's trying to get out. He's high-fiving the tower, and he infests out of there. Gets him away. What in the heck was that?
Liquid are forcing these fights deep in the territory of Team Secret, and they are just committing all the rotations to come and get in there for the defense. And what an amazing carapace as well from Zeiss to cancel that black hole. Things getting perhaps a little bit dangerous with your Morphling actually getting in there. And Nisha after playing on that nice edge, but he picks up a lot of kills, and now he is firmly in control of the top of the board there. 8K net worth right now as he moves in towards that Manta.
You can see some of the sort of woes of that laning stage, I think a little bit for Secret at least. Normally this would be the point where if Sniper is free to just plink away and start hitting you, you're all gonna die, but just didn't have that damage yet. He only has the Dragonlance at this point. It's gonna need to come later on.
Yeah, Liquid are playing like a team that had a lane lead. And they're trying to pressure and trying to play that game right now, but they didn't necessarily gain one. And plus the fact that you don't have this mid hero that plays off of like a Blink, you have a who plays off of BKB, and he just hit that right now, 16 minutes.
Sania, again gonna drop. The Secret find that pickoff. 10 to 10. Here's 16 minutes in. We had a bit of a slow start in the laning stage, but it has been all action since then.
Yeah, they don't really have red zone a great spot right now necessarily in terms of like trying to pressure the Roche, but that could be something with the next pickoff perhaps for Team Secret that they could be thinking about. And then of course you also have to consider that Team Liquid are very good at fighting in that space. It'll be a battle of the vision that's available for Team Secret. The cooldown of Global Silence is going to be very important for Puppey as well. It's going to be a lot of factors in play to decide who actually controls that part of the map and who has an opportunity to get that Aegis.
I have bunching for you.
Right now the vision is incredible from Team Secret, by the way. Excellent wards in combination with the Hawks means they're seeing pretty much everything Liquid are up to right now.
And getting into that Manta style here pretty soon for the Morphling. Curious how quickly he wants to go in for that Aghanim Scepter. We've seen it a lot against the Agi carries, obviously still really good against these strength cores where you get to steal their status resistance away.
Foxy's trying to use the Seeds of Serenity.
His arm's just not long enough to get that punch on the ward. We'll get over there soon, surely. Yeah, it's going to bring the courier.
Yeah, maybe worried about them playing around with or something. You can see Mickey's doing little loops, not exactly sure where they are. As they don't have the best vision. They've got one lingering ward up top that is sort of spotting some of these moves to that top half of the map, but overall Liquid playing a little bit dark right now.
They do spot some wards there, as well as the Morphling moving through, and that Manta Sal now complete.
Also, that courier that's eyes placed really deep from the Nyx Assassin is so good. It's like, it's spotting couriers constantly. It's just seeing everything that they're up to. It's showing like everyone inside that dire jungle where they're positioning. It's so strong. It's one of those things that like bounty hunters and Nyx Assassins can often get placed.
Well, for now at least. They will just throw out a Spike Carapace there, trying to contest for the rune. Nisha picks up the illusion.
And the Dire are scanning right now. That's how unsure they are of like what's happening right now, right?
Yeah, they're behind him, but ready to go.
Gotta watch this Carapace. It's level 4 right now. Could botch an initiation that comes in, especially if you're not careful with that first BKB play.
Still playing around this area. Nisha, they roll in, miss onto him, but find a couple more. Spike Carapace interrupted the roll in, finds him, and Nyx is dead. Buyback immediately, Global to turn this. They only have the Tusk in hand, though. Now turning onto Zai, the Fear, interrupting. Zai has Black Hole available if they want to drop it with Global already down, but there's so much damage coming from the high ground. He's just caught and killed. It did cost a couple buybacks, but Secret, they win that fight.
The duality of Nisha's abilities on this Morphling as well, right? Like copying into the Primal Beast, charging, and he's becoming that body, and then charging in right after him is just the creeps coming in from Rezo, right? They're just like filling in this space. Chrysalis has a full-on vanguard of units and heroes ahead of him, gives him the space for the damage. You can see the inability of Zai to really play this engagement, and instantly for the prize of that victory, Secret heading towards Roche.
Yeah, that is huge for them. So they're going to get this one out, and Liquid, obviously aware that this could have been happening after they won that fight, will split up and try and get the farm on. But again, this game, feeling right now as if it's leaning towards Secret.
Got pretty accurate, I would say. I feel like the later this things go, you know, we talked about this idea of like, sure, late game you tend to look towards the Enigma. He's going to have this big black hole, yay, hoo-hoo, but the Global Silence always going to be there. And be concerned about the entire time. Doesn't mean it's a a permanent counter, like Blitz said, right? What's 6-0 versus Silencer? He's got the numbers. He did the evil math or whatever it was.
That's right. And of course, eventually, you imagine that Zai is going to need more farm than the Silencer to get to a refresher or what have you. But of course, the other thing is going to be how do these little skirmishes work out? Can they find and catch that sniper in an open field? The open wounds picked up from a Tumbaman now. They might be ready to go. See if they can take a fight here. Sania goes on in, catches the Invis rune, still great vision all over that top side of the map from Secret.
at ourselves the single core staff. You know, obviously seeing a lot of the strength of the multiples, right? Stacking those core staffs. That's something that Team Secret will probably have. With they're gonna have the Hurricane Pipe on Chrysalis, you're gonna have the core staff on Puppey, and that's an item much like Lincoln Spear. I would say is the other one where the more that you stack them and the more that you have on your team, the stronger they feel, right?
Oh yeah.
Pull you this way, push you that way again. Suddenly the whole fight gets pulled and spread out, and that's something that Liquid really don't want to see. Because they have this Tusk, right? He kind of commits to an area, so you get 4-staffed out, your fight breaks down. A Lifestealer, one of the items he hates seeing the most is his 4-staffs. He's trying to stick on people as maybe the open wounds will help him with. So getting there for Puppey is actually going to be pretty important for them.
Zayat runs into a wary little Nyx assassin, and they're going to bring down that Enigma eventually. Even cleaning up that Wraith Pack for afterwards. So Secret, after claiming that Roche, they can play bullies for a little bit here. And Liquid, they're going to need to find some answers elsewhere. Thinks over that creep so he doesn't give up the bounty. Nicely played. So that Helm of the Overlord is done.
At the very least, they will wind up keeping some of their vision in this area. Is that a Hurricane Pike as well for Nisha? Oh, damn. Okay. All right, we got movement all over the place now. They're going to have a triple 4-staffs here on the side of Team Secret once Puppey finishes his. It's done. Okay, triple 4-staff. So,
oh no.
Good luck, Matu.
Yeah. You know what doesn't help you with that, though, is if you get caught in a big black hole. That's going to be the sort of go-to, I would imagine. See if it works out, though. It's still very tough. Snowball catches onto the creep. Tumba Man beats it up. Collects that bounty.
Everyone came in for that one. They're a little concerned a fight was happening there. And, well, vision. The Hawks spotting these rotations through. Seeing that everybody is here. Team Secret, they really see everything. Like, this ward is going to be living to its full life. 15 seconds left. You know, salute to you. Good sir. You did great. Fantastic ward.
Playing with map haps,
the
basically.
Hawk is just spotting them right now. Like,
this
it's so hard.
Yeah, it's devastating. It's so good. See if they can find anybody else. It does get taken out there. As Liquid going to try and reconvene themselves. A minute and a half left on this Aegis, roughly. As Nikke tries to finish off his Aghanim Scepter, uses the Pulverize. Rezo finds him, walks around the corner. They do still have BKB TP, but not nearly enough. Too much damage coming out from that Morphling.
And moving everyone together, going to catch that wave as well. Bring that back up, get in here, get this outpost if they want. Retake this territory. And Liquid, I mean, what can you do? Do you want to try and make a play on the other side of the map? That's really the only place they have a ward, but they know there's nothing going on down there. They have a ward inside their own jungle. It's probably not going to last that long, as it is just like sitting upon a pillar, so it tends to get obviously scouted pretty fast. Besides, run through with these sentries. So just waiting out this Aegis right now from Team Liquid and seeing if they can find an opportunity for a fight.
Zayat's just walking right by Boxy there. Some creeps coming in. They spot him out. Ooh, gets a little bit of separation there. Got eyes on them, and that keeps him alive for now.
Nisha wants that level 18 before he morphs. There you go. Yeah. Get that nice 60-second cooldown there.
This is such a strong power spike from Secret, with all of their things coming together, and a couple of seconds left on this Roche. We'll see if they stick around. Does look like they're going to back, at least for now. So, stock of the game at this point, it's a 5,000 gold lead after that first Aegis, and Secret looking incredibly strong. They've got the Blink Dagger done on Rezo now too. For Liquid, what do you see as their sort of avenue and how they need to deal with this game here?
I mean, I think Mickey's got a pretty interesting idea, right? Going for the Aghanim Scepter there on the Primal Beast. Just a, like, total team fight victory attempt, I feel like, you know? Just trying to, they just have to, like, find some fight. They have to force a fight, they have to stay in it, they have to try and get these stuns, trying to find Chrysalis on the back lines. I think you just have to assume that the Global's gonna get off.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely you're gonna catch the Silencer first, right? So it's gonna be a long haul team fight. It's gonna be very reliant on, like, the Wraith Pack maybe having a big impact, but that can obviously be very tough versus a Morphling and a Sniper.
Yeah, that is incredibly difficult. And you can even play probably in pretty far as Nisha if you get that extra status resistance from the Ags.
And then the other hard part is that they don't really have the best heroes for just, like, pushing out the waves, right? I mean, you can see how Boxy has to play on a Tusk. Not really the best hero for this. He's gonna head on home. They don't have those sneakier lane exploders that just, like, pop the creeps and get away to try to delay this game. So sooner or later, they're gonna have to find this fight. And what I like about Team Secret is that they already had the tier 2s very early. They got this Aegis, and they didn't try and, like, pressure the high ground or something ridiculous with that first Aegis. There's no point, right? Like,
yeah.
Wait for the second Aegis. You're controlling so much of this map right now between your wards, your Hawks, your Nyx Assassin. So much vision. They see what Liquid are up to, and I'm sure they're well aware that they are taking the lead.
Yeah, and They don't even, like I was talking about the Agnum Scepter, but Nisha is just going in for the Scotty. He's opting to go for this, just beat them down, right-click build. Be a little bit tanky in there with it too, as well. Another sacrifice here. Keep it over to the gods. It's going to be Insania brought down. Can the rest of them get out? Matumbo Man, he's raged. Snowball in to try and get him away as Mickey just getting pummeled. Nisha chase, Nisha kill. A double for the Morph. Ready to go in for a bit more. Insania, he fought back for this one. He's got to get out of there. The chain drops. Well, look at him go. They're on top of Boxy. He is also going to go down. Matumbo Man looking for a bash, hoping to go toe-to-toe against Morph, but Secret, they are having none of it. Devastation up on the high ground. It's 26 minutes in. This is a later Rax. This is so much of just complete total effective damage.
It's just the patience from Team Secret. They knew everything that was happening in this game, and they're just waiting for that time because they see that Liquid are just a ticking time bomb of how they need to play this draft. Eventually, they're going to force a fight, and sometimes it can be okay when a support just feeds in like that, where Insania dies, because it gives you a little bit of vision, and it maybe burns a couple stuns, and then you can go for that fight. Maybe that's their best moment, but Secret were willing and ready.
Secret just all over him here, and they will claim 2 sets of racks as soon as one of those boards or something comes on up to the high ground. But that blink dagger reveal from Zayas and Matumbo Man, he's in pretty far, wants to take him down, gets 1 kill, so able to assassinate the assassin. But it is a Pyrrhic victory if I ever saw one, as it is a 14k gold lead now after that high ground push.
That's a big one. And that's how it started, you know? This comes in, a couple heroes are in vision, you think, okay, this is our chance, and they thought about backing, but then the roar occurs, Mickey's forced to commit, didn't really get a whole lot of value out of the Agnums, I would say, and then of course, Nisha becomes better Primal Beast.
Zai found again. Nisha immediately gets out of there. The haste rune keeping him alive, ready to chase after Boxy now with the Scotty done. They gotta run. Catches on to this Beastmaster. Do they have any more buybacks? It's already 3 dead. This is looking so rough for Liquid. Mickey, he's got a Life Stealer bomb inside of him, but Nisha ready to take him down. The triple kill. Nisha will not be denied as they kill them all off. They love Dota so much, but it's Secret that are coming away with this one.
And these are the 2 different stories these teams have had. Team Liquid, they've come into these games that maybe haven't looked the best in terms of the draft. They managed to follow the game. They find that win, but Secret, they pick great drafts, they get these good lanes, and they just dominate the way through. It seems like they have a solid plan, they stick to it, and they get the W, and this looks exactly like their other games.
Such a dominant performance coming in from Team Secret. They're a little bit of a rough time, you can see there. The players happy about it, and for Liquid, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, figure out what went wrong, and come out with a different draft.
And I think Team Secret showed something a little bit different as well this time, right? Having Rezo play this Beastmaster, it's not as like combat heavy. You know, it almost feels like the snowball style that they've been relying on a lot with Zayas and Rezo. Instead, it's just, you know, Rezo play a normal Beastmaster game, and this was just amazing macro gameplay by Team Secret, right? They read everything Liquid were doing, they responded, and it just felt like they knew what Liquid needed to do in this game, and they did not let it happen.
They came on in, they executed their plan perfectly, and now at least they're going to have to go on back, figure out what to do. We're going to head back to the draft, let them break it down.
Thank you very much, Lyrical and Trent. Indeed, first game taken by Team Secret here over Liquid. Very convincing fashion. We're going to break down exactly how that happened, because at the start of the game, it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a back and forth. We had some nice brawls in the mid lane as well, Jenkins. It started out as like your traditional Team Liquid back and forth series.
Nisha's a fucking monster, man. It's insane. I'm really glad that there was the like highlighting from the players of just how good of a player Nisha is. And then he has a performance like that. You know, the crazy thing about Nisha is that we were going through the list of players that Puppey has played at TI with, 24 of them in total. Obviously, you know, this guy's a TI all-timer. And then Nisha, it's his first TI with Puppey. Not this one, of course, but his first TI was with Puppey. So it's crazy to me that this guy is so good. He's so ubiquitously known as like, this is one of the best players on the planet, if not the best. And he was undiscovered like prior to Secret. That's insane.
It's pretty nuts. I mean, the last pick, Morphling, when I first saw it, I thought it was a bit greedy. But when you think about the lane matchup against the Primal Beast, you're always going to have that shift, which means that you're not going to be able to die. And it shows, because Nisha ended up this game with 0 deaths, and the reason is he does have a backup of his team. Because I think this last pick, Morphling, kind of shut down the whole idea of Team Liquid, how to play a game. Because you need to think about, what happens if we go in on Morphling, try to kill him? There's going to be global silence. We saw Team Secret using 2 buybacks like 10, 12 minutes into the game. They were not hesitating at all. And like their approach was, okay, Primal Beast's going to go with the BKB on a silencer, try to take him out so he can't use the global, but the quick buybacks and just not enough damage. It felt like at one point this Morphling took control of the whole game.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that itemization. He went Hurricane Pike on Morphling before Scotty, and this is because he recognized that the only way for him to die that game, because Matsu and the Lifestealer hit all of his item timings as well, was if after he uses his waveform to disengage, they get on top of him with this Lifestealer and potentially this Tusker, and they just beat him down. So he itemized for that ahead of time because there was absolutely no lack of damage in his team. He did not have to be the primary damage dealer, even though he was, but he did have that backup of the sniper. He had no fear whatsoever of getting Black Holt because they had the nukes to deal with it early on, and of course the global silence, and if Enigma did manage to get a BKB, they had Beastmaster. And speaking of that, Beastmaster also hit all of his timings. He was able to pair up Rezo on the Beast with Nisha really early on and just push down those towers, and it really felt like Liquid had no solution to play into this stuff well.
Good point about this Hurricane Pike, because the first item from Crystallis was also Hurricane Pike. They understood like we need to get people out of the trouble against the Lifestealer, against the Tusk, one of the better items. So basically they had 3 Force Staffs, one on Puppey as well, and it's very difficult to just engage. And they had this backup of the BKB piercing ability, the Beastmaster, and just way harder than what they would expect. The Vision game also on point, a couple of deep wards early on coming out from Team Secret, having a Hawk as well, and also Nyx Assassin scouting things out.
And typically you would expect a team with both Sniper and Morphling to be overly greedy, but because Sniper was paired up against Enigma on the lane, he is one of the better heroes at dealing with that hero because of Shrapnel. Puppey and Crystallis were able to just bully Zai early on, and maybe they did get Dove a couple of times, but that was with a rotation from Mike, I believe, and the other time was, of course, after the black hole usage. Yeah. So everything just worked out in their favor. That was a really great draft.
Do we think that that last pick, Morphling, kind of caught Team Liquid maybe off guard, Jenkins? Because it did feel like, from the bans as well, that Liquid was expecting that Sniper to be played by Nisha, and that it was Crystallis that still was waiting for his hero.
I think so. I mean, we were in the green room, like, theory crafting things that could play against, like, the potential Tusk rotations and, like, the lack of disables that Liquid had, and we were looking for a lot less, like, carry-style mids, just because it felt like, for Secret, it was a little bit greedy to go for the Morphling, but that's where the individual stellar performance comes in to make up for that from Nisha. He played a late game carry hero, but he actually contributed a lot in the early game. He was running around ganking. He was getting all of the runes. He was turning into Primal Beast, ganking just like the Primal Beast would with his abilities. So yeah, just I think because, you know, Nisha's just confident. It's like, okay, this game, like, I can play Morphling, like, I can have a good early, I can give us a good early game, and then also, then we have 2 carries, right?
Yeah, and you got to keep in mind that Sniper will also carry the game if necessary.
Thank you for that. Well, Team Liquid definitely has got their work cut out for them. They got to go back to the drawing board, have some good discussions. It's a good thing that they've got 3 coaches to do that with.
So we obviously have 3 coaches. I don't think we'd be here if you removed even a single one of them.
We have a good dynamic with Jesse doing a lot of the in-game gameplay stuff, and also I think he goes in depth and kind of looking at other teams in terms of gameplay and what they kind of want to do stylistically.
Figuring out like nice plays for us that we can do, and like looking at it objectively, how we can improve our stuff.
So he helps a lot with the gameplay, he helps a lot with reviewing the replays, looking at what we could have done, opportunities missed.
We have Blitz that does most of the drafting prep together with Matu these days, which is kind of their area of focus.
Doing the prep talks and stuff.
And neither of them can do their job without Jobs providing them with all the information they need, all the statistics, all the replays, all the whatever they might need, scrim results, scrim data, that all comes from Jobs. So yeah, I think the 3 of them together create one giga coach between 3 people.
They're always relevant, you know. You take one part of it out, they might not work at all anymore. So I think they all add their value.
So I think, yeah, 3 courses. I've never had 3 courses before, but I think for now it's working pretty well.
And it's working pretty well indeed already. Guaranteed top 3. Of course, if they want to move forward, they do have to win the next game. So I hope those 3 coaches give some good speeches and have some good insight. And it's only, it's only a short period of time. So they got to choose their words carefully. Someone who does not choose his words carefully is Action Slacks, who we're heading to right now. Someone who does not choose his words carefully is Action Slacks, who we're heading to.
That's right. That is right, Shiver. Hello, hello, hello. The crowd is hyped. Woo! Shiver, I have 0 plans for this crowd right now. They're just bringing, oh my God, there we go. Woo! Sir, how you doing the game? This is the best interview I've ever done. Listen, who are you filming? You filming me? I film you. What's your name? Hello.
David, nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, you having a good time?
Yeah, having a good time.
All right, he's having a good time, everybody. All right. You guys seem very calm. How was the game so far? Please, real interview.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, wonderful. What was your favorite part?
When Morphling killed everyone.
We're Morphling killed everybody! Oh, fantastic. We got Juggernaut over here. Hello, Juggernaut. Pardon me. Hello. Juggernaut, thoughts?
I really hope Liquid takes game 2, man. I want a game 3.
Game 3, man! Woo! And we have some hype people over here. Pardon me. Excuse me, ma'am. Where are you sitting? There, we'll make you some room. Hey, please, excuse me. Coming through, make some way. There you go. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your game. All right, here we go. Over here, we had some hype boys. Hi. How's the game?
Good, mate. Everything's all good.
Good. Boys. Who do you... Back to you. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you so much. All right.
Oh, no. Everything was going great. Shut up. All right. Well, thank you for that, pulse of energy that we just get from the crowd over there. I hope that Team Liquid's feeling it too, because they're going to need it. And I think, indeed, a lot of people in the audience would love a 3rd game. So Liquid needs to step it up. What do they need to do? That's the main question. How are they going to bring this back, Effie? Because they got a little bit blown out of the water, that one.
I think, yeah, that was pretty stompy, but it wasn't due to individual skill or just how good these teams are. I think in the draft, their Enigma got very solved, and they really had no means to deal with this more if that was kind of a gotcha. So I think that they're definitely potentially scrapping the Enigma for next game, but if they get a more even draft, then I don't expect them to be too concerned, right? I don't feel like they're beating themselves up over this one, to be completely honest. And we know that they really prepared, because we saw it yesterday in their series versus Aster. I mean, they had 5 days and they have 3 coaches, like we just saw.
Yeah, they better come in prepared, Jenkins. Anything in particular you want to see them do different, or you feel like this was just an off game indeed because of that draft?
We've seen it before, and I think we'll see it again. Matamba, he's won a TI, so he's got 1 ring, but he prefers 7 rings if possible, as many as possible. And I think this is when you bring out the comfort picks. This is where, Sniper becomes value, where Pudge becomes value. Pull out the lone druid, give the people what they want.
Yeah, give Sniper, give people. I mean, I think two heroes that got figured out at the main stage. It was Enigma, and I think Lashrak especially, because it just doesn't feel as strong as it did during the group stage, even last chance qualifiers. But I got to go back to Jenkins' point about picking, something a bit different. Because Matu yesterday, when they last picked Night Stalker, he was like, well, this is not going to be my last game at TI, because he was pretty confident about it.
He was, and if he's going to be getting the last pick for his hero again, well, then he might need to pick that Lone Druid. If he thinks he's not... I don't know, if he picks Lone Druid, that would just mean that he doesn't have the confidence there's going to be another game. So we'll just see if there's going to be another Night Stalker pick coming out in this one, because I think a lot of people, apart from these guys, of course, are hoping for a 3rd game. The players will once again take their seats in the indoor stadium in Singapore, and I think they're ready. They look all very relaxed, actually, I must say. They're just strolling up, Effie. No pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that is the best way to approach TI. Every year, the winner of this tournament seems to be the one who just doesn't feel the pressure, is having the most fun. So the demeanors look good, Secret looks great, but I mean Liquid, they didn't seem too bothered either walking onto that stage.
They did not. And earlier on we heard Team Liquid have a lot of respect for Team Secret, of course. I'm very curious to find out what Team Secret thinks of Team Liquid.
I think overall their team dynamic, like it seems like they're pretty bonded to each other, and I think Mickey is doing a lot of work, like a lot of heavy lifting there in that team. Honestly, like from the games I've seen, he's like very on point. Zai plays a lot of versatile heroes. He can play Broodmother, he can play Pingo offlane, you know.
I think what makes Liquid good right now, at least, is the same thing what makes us good. We came from last chance qualifier. We went for a long road. When we won, we already were a little bit ahead than anybody else. So we already played a tournament in order to get a little bit of an advantage.
And honestly, I don't know, like, while we were playing LCQ, what the hell, like, other teams were doing at that time? Like, you can see 2 of the top 4 teams on this event from LCQ. That's you know, storytelling right there.
I think, Rezo, they were just watching you guys play, just like they're doing right now. Am I right, Jenkins?
That's right, Shiver. I don't know what you're saying, but both of these teams have been through the fire and the flames. And guess what is no secret, Shiver? That's that Liquid puts out fire. And so I think we are going to get a Game 3 in this series, Lacoste.
Absolutely agree with everything you said. You've been on point this whole tournament, even before that, throughout the DPC. Best analyst out there, so nothing but admiration for you, Jenkins.
That's so nice. But honestly, Secret have been on quite the journey this year. I mean, for fans at home, I'm sure it's been difficult watching them throughout the DPC tours, watching your favorite team not even go to any of the 2 majors this year. But the entire redemption story these last couple of months have to be something out of a fairy tale. You swap out one player towards the end, right? Because Zayats did come in during Tour 3, but the team still did not look great. Something was still missing. All of a sudden, Ice can't go to the Riyadh Masters. They bring in Resolution and everything clicks. It's like this last magical piece of the jigsaw puzzle just fit in perfectly. And it just speaks volumes on how having one player can change the dynamic of everything. Even though Nisha has always been a monster, that hasn't changed. Puppy has always been an excellent captain, and Secret has been consistent in their coaching and in their preparation. But all it took was Rezo to just come in and fix everything.
Yeah, they were very consistent in their deep sea placements as well, because it was 5th every time.
Yeah, consistency is good if you're, you know, top 2 or top 3. But yeah, at the end, Resolution was the solution to Team Secret's problems.
Nice. Now it is time. It's all about peaking at the right time. Will Team Liquid get another shot, or will Team Secret go for it? Let's find out.
Team Secret versus Team Liquid. Game 2.
We are here again, game number 2. Team Secret facing off against Team Liquid, a dominant first one. And we're back again with our lovely draft panel here. Taiga, Amar, you got to see some action. I just want to get real quickly before we get too far into the draft. Taiga, what's it like going out on this big stage, playing in a game like this where it's potentially your elimination match?
I mean, it's pretty... I will get pretty nervous, obviously, because like, playing in such a big stage, I wish I was here, but I'm not here, it's fine. I'm cheering for my boys in Liquid, and especially with this C crowd. I've been in Malaysia, the C crowd is absolutely amazing, and I actually just feel more comfortable just playing in front of the crowd because they're cheering for you, you can hear the crowd chanting, and it's amazing. Once we're in the game, you don't feel nervous anymore.
Yeah.
I used to feel very nervous and I used to choke a lot, but I don't think that's the case anymore. So, credits to that.
Yeah, and Amar, what about for you? What's it like when you get out here on the stage and the blood starts pumping? What's going through your mind?
I think nothing going in my mind. I just need to focus on the game, my screen. Nothing else matters. And in the end, I would say to my teammates, it's okay. Just so you know, if you lost, you're gonna lose a lot of money.
If we lose, we're gonna lose a lot of money. That's great. I love that. Trent, what are you seeing in this first couple?
Okay, positive reinforcement. That's what I'm hearing. You know, that I think some teams go for that. There's also the negative reinforcement. That's cool. Team Secret, they're going to open straight up with a silencer. I mean, the big difference this time, of course, is that Team Liquid are going to have second pick. Team Liquid are there on that dire side. And, you know, obviously that ended up being a problem for Team Liquid last night because they felt like they couldn't get the flexibility of the Enigma that maybe we wanted in terms of trying to give that hero a good game. And that hero got shut down pretty hard by Team Secret, and we'll see what Liquid have in store this time instead. And the first thing up here is just that Broodmother.
Oh, that's a really good counter pick to Silencer. I played this matchup before, and when I was Silencer, he's not great. I can tell you that. You probably don't want to lane into Brood with Silencer either.
I mean, I think this matchup is not actually like, yeah, of course, all summons are good into Silencer, but like the first pill actually helps. Like the new damage buff, like you can kill like the weak spiders from Brood, and this Silencer pick was just to like test them. Do you want an Enigma, the most comfortable hero, or not? And they just won their test by not getting it. So just need to like make sure that this Brood doesn't conquer them.
That is really interesting too, because Silencer coming into the event, he was one of the most picked heroes in pubs. Like he was being spammed constantly, like high MMR games, and we didn't really see the hero necessarily that much. But now to like open like this, even though there's no Enigma, really, like you said, it's like completely dissuading that pick. And I know it's gonna be very interesting to see it versus the Broodmother, because like I feel like a lot of times Silencer feels very weak in the lane versus a lot of matchups.
5 seconds.
Yeah, but that's not really the case anymore. Like the Silencer now just feels like he's laning into anyone, and even on the other lane.
Even
like,
into this is Tusk Broodmother, man. This would scare the crap out of me.
I mean, it does look like not a fun Silencer lane, but like maybe Crystallis has something in his pockets.
Okay.
Can bring up the monkey.
Monkey? Oh,
here it is.
Yeah, there it is. Crystallis Monkey. One of his best heroes. He has like 3,000 games from that hero, right?
2,000 games, yeah.
2,000, awesome.
I remember when he joined Secret that, you know, one of the most common trends was just a first phase monkey ban. So everyone's just like, all right, this guy's pretty good, plays a lot of monkey, let's just not let that happen. But obviously he's moved on from there. He has moved a lot in terms of heroes across it. We had Crystallis Viper early in this tournament as well. He's very open to picking a lot of stuff. So to go back now to a comfort pick and the you know, pivotal game here feels very good.
Yeah, I think the monkey gives them a lot of potential with Silencer also. Like he like made yesterday Tundra 33 go jungle on Brood minute 10. Like so, this monkey has its job for this game already.
It's also a bit sad that they didn't want to pick Enigma. Liquid, they usually love the hero. I know for a fact that the team is like they will always want to first phase Enigma if they could. But I think like with how Secret dealt with it last game and how they could just first pick Silencer, makes Liquid actually overthink that okay, we don't want to pick Enigma into Silencer. So it's actually pretty smart by Poppy to just first pick Silencer and not ban Enigma, so they get a free ban.
Right, and in a way it's like you lose out so much value from that early picks if you are getting it into it that, you know, I mean, there's still a lot of value in Silencer outside of just the Enigma, surely, right?
I mean, like, I guess they maybe take it like as a strong hero, like in general a strong hero. Because, for example, like, Tusk cannot save from Snowball. Yeah, Tusk can kill Silencer, but you can just go on a hero and press global and this Tusk feels useless. So, like, the concept still, like, has its place.
Well, the next round of picks here as we are on to the bans Pudge taken out of the pool, as well as the Undying, Magnus, and Pango. So a good amount of team fight actually banned out here by Team Liquid. I'm curious, you talked about the best hero in Dota, according to you the other game, Beastmaster. Is that something that we're got to be on the lookout? Or Liquid the type of team that would run that again? Or is that with the Broodmother in pool, there's no chance that this would be flexed? Anything else?
I mean, the Broodmother is often for sure, like on Zai.
Yeah, that's a decent point.
I don't think like they gonna flex this Brood. Like I think it's just blocked on Zai. Because I don't think Mickey doesn't play it, and I don't think Matumba, he last time played it like 3 years ago, so I don't think he's just comfortable to play it again, you know?
I actually think it might happen. Matu might play Brood for the last game before he, you know, today's actually his last day before he retire, right?
Yeah.
So might end it with the Broodmother.
too. It would be crazy. That is something that's sort of lingering in the back of, I think, everybody's heads, is that potential for retirement. And of course, for Liquid wanting to keep this going, force it to a game number 3.
I mean, they did it with a Night Stalker, right? Something that obviously wasn't expected. Some people were hoping for maybe that Lycan to come back, you know, the real classic Matu hero. I don't know what he's feeling as we get to the end of potentially what could be his last game. But right now, taking a lot of time on this ban. They get rid of that Kunkka. So very common trend in those 3 bans right now. Lots of like physical AoE damage being taken away there. Rezo had a great game on the Magnus as well previously in the tournament. So Liquid now looking to find that pick that doesn't give away too much. Probably just going to be an Insania hero here. Unless he goes back to some classic 5 Insania Tusk. But, you know, it's Boxy Tusks.
Definitely a Boxy Tusk. I don't see Insania playing Tusk anytime soon.
So what do you feel like they're missing in the draft right now, or the sort of general shape that they're trying to take? Where do Liquid need to go? Are they trying to play a more fast tempo game? Or are they trying to just sort of secure their lanes? What do you see in here?
I mean, like the Secret addressed like this Brood, like they banned Undying, the Budge, the Lifestealer, the heroes that they think they can like snowball the game with, like because Brood, like if he doesn't get destroyed, I mean he might like, because it happened yesterday, so they're just looking like to step lanes and get a push like this Jakiro, like good team fight and like can help them to like 5 man a lot, and the Secret doesn't fight into it.
Interesting. So Jakiro gets taken, the team fight, the push, all the things that you want.
10 seconds remaining.
They actually hit the bans pretty well on Secret, like the classic multi-heroes like Punch and Max, because they usually want to keep it the semi-core heroes on multi, so Maker can play more of like a 1 from mid, like he would play this Lina, Aster, carry type heroes on carry the game, and they will put him like position 1 as a mid player. And, with now, it looks pretty bad for them, I think, because they don't have all these heroes available right now. Next, Punch it out, and it will be interesting to see what they pick. Maybe another Night Stalker game, you know?
Yeah, I think Sven was one of those other ones that we saw a decent amount to try and give some like extra armor and stuff, but that also hero has kind of fallen by the wayside of it. But they get another Nyx assassin.
I mean, the Nyx really, like, it's not really a good Nyx game, but I think they just think this Nyx is broken, and I don't think it's wrong. Like the damage, the invis, like, and you also block a lot of mid lane picks. Like, imagine you're a mid laner and you want to pick into Nyx, it feels so bad.
Yeah, not a happy time. And they do, in fact, opt for the Primal Beast. So a couple options here. Could be mid, could potentially be off lane as well if they want to. But just another hero that, when you see the Spiderlings as well, you really do not care at all as Primal Beast.
Goodness. Well, the first phase Brood definitely has a lot of challenges running into it already, but we've seen Zai get sacrificed more than a few times playing out of that off lane. Liquid now, I mean, to me at least, when I look at this, I feel like there's so much team fight on Team Secret. Do you just try and further snowball and then maybe build some like sort of tower taking heroes as Liquid to see if they can make a turn happen?
I'm actually not so sure what they can pick right now, because they usually want to pick next Punch, right? Maybe they could go back to like picking Asaf and Lina right now and save that last pick for Marty, because I think Marty can play a lot of heroes in Dota. And I think for Mickey, on the other hand, he probably wants to pick his hero now. That's how I feel like.
And it does feel like he wants one of those like big range damage dealers, like you said. I mean, Lina's gone, but yeah, the SF does look very solid. Sort of fits with some of the timings that you could have as well. Try to get yourself like an earlier Roche, gives yourself a bit of a base to work off of here and stand his ground when you get into these situations versus the Monkey King sometimes with a good ulti or BKB.
Oh, and down just 5 seconds left into the reserve time on that last round, but they go for the Tiny. A big swap up there, not that physical damage hero. What's the goal here? What you're seeing?
This is the comfort hero for Mika. Like back in the Han days, like long time ago, he would always play Tiny on, and he was like, for me personally, he was like the best Tiny out there. So maybe they're just coming back, you know, playing comfort heroes. Like maybe it's potentially the last game of TI. So why not?
They immediately ban another comfort hero, right? We're getting rid of all the comforts. Get rid of that lone druid. Don't want to give Matu any of his signature heroes right now.
I mean, who knows? Maybe this Tiny actually goes carry, because I know that Matumba can play Tiny.
That's a good point. Yeah, there's still that flex. And that's what you said you wanted to see, Taiga, going into the end of this draft, was Liquid with the last pick with a lot of flexibility still.
Yeah, we might even see Moth2 playing mid and making him play carry Tiny, because it can actually hype him.
Zayat's trying to figure out what's going on. The look on his face is like, what are these guys playing? What's going on there?
I'm seeing a lot of great Carapace plays, that's for sure. Tiny now in the pool too, Jakiro.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
So Naga Siren taken out of the pool. No chances for any stall action from those illusion carries. But with last pick, the Seam Secret draft, we already highlighted the team fight. What is it that they're missing out of their last pick, assuming that this Monkey King is the carry role for Chrysalis?
I think they're missing like some kind of scaling hero for mid. I don't think Primal B scales as much until like very late. I think Monkey King is like the same. So I feel like they want to have, similar to Liquid, they want to have some kind of mid carry hero. And most of them are banned right now, so it'll be interesting to see what they pick.
I mean, definitely they want range carry, but they also don't really need to, because the Monkey for sure will carry this game. Like the Monkey, one of the strongest late game heroes. It's just that the hero can also be a space maker. Like he has two ways to play.
So if someone carries him to there, you know, Chrysalis of course very comfortable on that hero. Something like the Dawnbreaker still being in if you want to like find a Rezo hero too.
I mean, I just think that maybe like, I mean, maybe they just go for the, I mean, SF looks bad. I mean, I guess, I mean, they want the range for sure. So like, they get their gameplays where like, Crystal just sits on the trees, makes this brood like life hard and just stays in his lane.
Ah, co-op, okay.
Whoa. So what's the thought there?
Well, co-op is kind of also semi-core, you know. Essentially, they're running like three semi-cores, like how we used to do back in the days with OG. So I actually like the draft a lot. It makes a lot of sense together.
10 seconds.
But I think they might want to put Tiny carry if they can do that and somehow fit the puck in this lineup.
Down to the last couple of seconds here for Team Liquid. 4 seconds to decide their fate. And it's going to be... No random. Oh, the sniper.
Right.
Interesting. Thoughts as we get into this game here. The drafts have been completed. Sniper versus Queen of Pain. What are you guys thinking? Who's going to come away with this? Are we going to a game 3?
I think we will go to a game 3. I see Mickey Tiny. I'm already excited.
I mean, I understand the second pick is stronger, and of course they got like the counter picks and what they want, and they will get the lanes. But I will always go for Secret. They got a Monkey King. What do you want more from him? So let's see.
Yeah. How do, like, let's say we're looking at Team Liquid though. Like, what do they need to do, Amar? I know you're cheering for Secret. What do they need to do to take this win on Liquid? How do they play this game? So like, first big goal.
I don't know. Just scale to the game, and you will win.
And you'll win. Pretty good option. All right. That's all the discussion that you really need here, I guess, huh?
And for Taiga, what do Liquid need to do to be able to claim this victory here? What's the recipe for success for them?
If they can get stable lanes, because they are heavily counter-picking the lanes right now. Like Tiny into Quap might be pretty rough for Tiny, and Monkey into Brood, you know, Monkey's gonna win. So if Mickey can snowball his game and get 10 kills in like 20 minutes, I'm sure Liquid got this.
All right, well, let's see indeed if they're going to be able to do that as we get ready to head on into this game number 2. As, again, one of those moments where it's all on the line. We'll see if they can make it happen. Going over to Sir Action Slacks right now as we get into this interview.
Thank you so much, everybody. I am here with Heat from Team Secret! Woo! Heen, my friend, quite an intense game last time. You guys survived that very aggressive laning stage coming out from Liquid, and it looks like they have just as an aggressive lane this time. However, you guys have a Monkey King. That's not traditionally, you know, somebody that can survive getting run over. Are you confident in that pick?
I don't know what you're talking about, and why would Monkey King get ran over?
Well, you tell me, what is Monkey King good at? Hey, in my games, he's always throwing in the lane. Broodmother just eats his ass like it's nothing.
We have a player with more than 2,000 games played on Monkey King, so I'm pretty confident.
Okay, that is confident stuff right there, my friend. So I want to talk a little bit about the attitude of the team here. I mean, this is, you know, where you guys got to last year, a lot of pressure. Are they feeling it, or do you think it's just full confidence?
No, I think we're feeling much better. We recovered after our loss against Tundra last night. We talked out what some of the issues were that led to like bad in-game comms. So, I mean, game 1 went great. So we're hoping to close it out 2-0.
You're always so calm on these, Heen. All right, can we do a real crazy one? Give me an immortal fate. Make some ludicrous claim here about this game, please. Anything at all. Call it out. Babe Ruth it.
We're gonna get 2 rampages on 2 players.
2 rampages on 2 players. All right, oh my God! This will be one of the greatest games in TI history as we throw it over to our casters.
Thank you so much, Slacked. Absolutely baited there as usual for the interview. Able to get the coach to say some crazy things. Now, we might not have rampages here. We'll see if it ends up happening or not. But the one thing we definitely are going to have is some pretty nice comms. They started out this game with a little bit of love between the 2 teams while we were doing that interview, Trent. And now already into the laning stage.
Oh, I've seen some of Zayev's comms, you know, to the enemy team when he stands up and screams. So, you know, I think maybe we'll get him one of those rampages that he's talking about. That'd be pretty impressive on Next Assassin. Might not be you, though. That's it.
That'd be pretty crazy. Nisha going to take some damage there by Matumba Man. But yeah, the start of this game, I believe I saw Resolution tip Insania and said Analyst Gaming, let's go.
Yes.
XD, because of course both of those players were analysts in the grand finals last year at TI, and now here they are playing for a spot in the grand finals.
I believe they actually played in the All-Star match last year on grand finals day as well.
Yeah.
So this is a significant upgrade.
It's true, absolutely. You know, we'll see if it ends up happening again, but of course these players incredibly accomplished and have a lot of history together as well, but are going to be facing off now. Insania playing on the Jakiro. You know, we were talking to the panel and they were saying that they felt that this was a hero that gives a lot of the team fight, gives you some pushing potential. It looks like a fast draft from Liquid in some ways.
I feel like he just didn't want to play Lich again. You know, it's a very similar idea and concept, but no, it's a little bit tankier, right? Just naturally with a higher strength, so you can maybe survive something like a boundless strike initiation, or at least require a little bit more of those enemy resources before your allies can try and get something else done in the engagement. Definitely going to have some issues versus the Nyx Assassin, though. Obviously, you have a lot of AoE abilities he can punish you on. As Mickey loses a triple Mango Courier, the fruit stand chopped down.
That one hurts. And in the same motion, you see Boxy getting a nice little pushback there on the puppy, hid behind a tree, and then started beating him up a little bit.
Oh, Matsu, though, getting that big damage made on Nisha. Has a Fairy Fire still remaining, but certainly getting low here.
And I know when we first saw this, like, sort of revitalization of Sniper that was happening in this tournament, I think the first game of it that we saw was Matumba Man playing on the Sniper and just going absolute ham. You could see there as well the rotation in towards mid, Boxy securing the water room. They did do the swap up, so it's Matu playing mid, and of course Mickey up there top on that Tiny.
Yeah, they had that second pick in the draft this time, so they're able to respond to the lanes much more accurately, as secrets were pretty well set. A whole lot of flexibility you're going to see at that point once they picked up that Queen of Pain. They were just looking at that girl who's going to be very comfortable in the mid lane, and likely going to have a good time, as she does snag that range creep deny.
Yeah, so far so good. 14-4 versus 12-2, and Quap a little bit lower on that CS chart lead. But you can see that already off to a better start, Liquid, than they had in that game number 1. As Mickey is going to get that wave pulled back through into a little bit of better contention for himself.
It's a 100% win rate. I mean, they win a lot of games, so it's not that surprising, but 7 games.
Ooh, Zayak getting a lot of damage there from Mickey. Can't get in for a kill, but still keeping that pressure on.
As the South, I mean, you have that great HP regen. You're also an Agi hero, so you tend to have a little bit more armor too. It's a great feeling hero. It's very similar to like Ogre, honestly, when you play in the lane, right? You kind of want to use your HP as a tool when you're bullying these heroes. You want to absorb a lot of spells as the Nyx Assassin and let them think that they can kill you like they are up top. Let them think, though. Actually die.
Well, that's going to be it. Mickey moves on in and cleans up. The power of the dual breath there combined with just a little avalanche toss combo from Mickey.
Instructions were unclear. Okay.
Oh, and again, I think that's partly that, you know, early movement over, getting some mangoes on him. It's a nice little injection of the mana regen.
Yeah. Oh, the crowd, they like that one. They want to see Liquid get a couple more. They want a game 3 here.
SLS getting some more punches out. Zai trying to chase him down. Doesn't have that boundless strike, but you can see after that first blood, hungry for a bit more on Liquid.
Yeah, of course, we saw this matchup just yesterday, I believe, in terms of you got to be watching out for that Jigu Mastery, all stacked up, one boundless on neutrals, on the creep wave, on the spiders, anything there to get your HP back up.
And he missed there on the Zai, able to dodge away from that one, that high movement speed for the Brood. And now turning, looking for more punches. The tag team, a couple more hits. Crystallis in trouble. Can't quite get in range, but they do bring him down. Zai already putting to work on him, although up top, Insania, he's in some trouble. Throws out the dual breath, and Rezo, Zai able to pair together to get that kill on the Jakiro.
Yeah, but getting the kills on the Monkey King in lane, that's going to feel great for a Brood lane. Not necessarily something you expect to go super well.
1 second, he gets away. That blink coming right off cooldown there as Boxy gets a little bit of separation, won't get hit by any daggers. And Matumba Man also very low. Will have some regen coming out to himself, but not a ton actually. He's going to have to just tango up and maybe even head back home.
Yeah, that wave. I mean, good timing there from Boxy. They don't get the kill, but the wave's coming under the tower, so he doesn't tank too much. And once again, he's going to get himself some earlier HP, or rather XP here, as they have to run on home on the sniper.
You can see the Ring of Health already done for Rezo means the chance for a kill on him, pretty low percentage. Of course, can go on to Zayas if the mood strikes at the moment comes around. They need some other type of rotation to make it work, otherwise to kill this Rezo Primal Beast.
Nikkei on the position 1 Tiny though. Still, just because he's playing up here though doesn't necessarily mean he's going to change his normal game plan all that much. He throws some harass on the Rezo. Obviously there's still some pressure on him to be making those rotations across the map. It sort of depends on the game that you get out of your Brood, right? Because we've seen this several times from Liquid where they pick up this Brood very early. They're willing to get counterpicked. Like they know that certain picks are coming. They have to protect it a lot during the drafting phase, just like that Enigma. But it's all the space and the time that the hero's going to buy for you. It's a nice way to die there for puppies.
I mean, that's one of those that could suddenly be the death of Nisha if they're not careful. But Resolution stuck around. Down in the top lane, the tree toss. Nikkei cleaned him up.
Mid lane as well. And Boxy, he tested for a ward when they did that initial gank. Oh, there we go.
Jumps in Sonic Wave, Matumba Man turns, looks to fight, a couple more punches. Nisha also goes down. They get 1 kill first. Now Zayat's going to be chased through the river, but with no more mana, they can't clean up that Nyx assassin.
This is all stemming just from ward battles, right? Because Boxy was running on the high ground, checking the tower when they were both dead, when both the mids weren't there. Saw there was no ward, but when Queen came back, she instantly warded. They spotted it. They go for the sentry. That gets them on the high ground on the Radiant side, and everyone just collapses mid for the fight.
But, you know, as much as that kill is huge for that Quap, definitely needed. Now about even on the net worth with that sniper, and of course, going much further ahead in terms of the XP.
Look at what Matsu's up to, though. Sneaky little sniper here.
Interesting rotation. Shrapnel ready. Will he be able to find him, though? As Chrysalis hiding off in those trees, it's not an easy kill to get. It's just waiting down, seeing if there's going to be any TP rotations as Zion Puppy chasing Insania up the river and get out of there, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to survive. Boxy's getting XP mid, and they're just going to take this early tower. So you counterpick this, right? You have this Monkey King, and he's not really pressuring the Brood. Look at this. She's ahead in terms of the net worth. Zai's feeling great heading to the small camp. They're hitting this tower, and so they're going to try and counterpressure on top. Nikkei not aware this is coming.
Standing still for a moment. Avalanche to interrupt before the ring gets out. Any TP rotations, not seeing him. Nikkei tries to get away, but they bring forward, drop the ring, drop everything. This core Tiny is going to be brought down in the end. That was a lot of heroes there for that one.
That was a lot of spells cast for 1 kill, but you'll take it. It's going to give you that wraparound on the tower now. Rezo getting in there, grabbing that wave, and so Masu is going to knock down that bottom tower. He's going to open up this whole jungle space here for Zai, who's already farming his way through the neutrals. And Secret hoping to do the same thing up top as Boxy. Also looking to set something up top here.
And it's interesting too, you know, you think about the difference in terms of the styles. All these Wraith bands picked up from Matumba Man as Chrysalis going to be chased a little bit through the trees. Boxy spots him there. It's scared to go forward for that kill though. And Resolution picks up his phase boots.
And not much they can do. They will see Rezo now as it comes back to the range creep. 3 heroes here. They want to go for this, but it's a tough get with the onslaught.
And Ice Path just a little bit away. Resolution didn't get clipped by it. So they managed to get away with him after those heroes rotate up. Boxy does a little juke to the side. Zayat's a little bit quick on the trigger finger.
Middle tower is
Not only does he get away, he also gets back time to stack a camp for Chrysalis, so very happy Monkey King right now.
Got it. Absolutely. So 3-4. And as this game develops, you're seeing Zai just take over this side of the map. Very hard for any of the supports or other heroes to come on into this Radiant jungle. And you can see at the same time, Liquid, they're farming up their own jungle. This net worth lead, if things don't change soon for Secret, is going to start to pretty quickly expand.
Yeah, that is the one thing they need right now is to give that space to Chrysalis, right? He's the lowest of the core, so like they're getting these stacks for him. They're giving him this safer spot up top, but Liquid are not letting up the pressure, keeping a lot of heroes up here and allowing the Broodmother to control that bottom half map by herself. She's trying to not get caught right now. That's a low-level Nyx, though.
The courier heads right on in. Zai will still survive through that gank. Resolution in the area, but they can't connect, can't find him.
Look what they're doing now in the Radiant Triangle. They spot that big stack that was sitting here.
That's huge. Yeah, that was all built up. This was supposed to be how Chrysalis gets back into the game, and it's just not going to happen.
Rezo even kind of left that there for him too, right? Like he could like trample that down, but he doesn't really have the build necessarily to go for that at the moment anyway, I suppose, like Chrysalis, right? So perhaps it would have been better if someone else just grabbed it. Liquid very happy to see a triple stack though.
Claim that one. And the status quo continues, which again, Secret gonna need to make something happen to disrupt this at some point, but with the Spike Carapace onto the Shrapnel, maybe shades of things to come later on in this game, but Matumba Man was able to just push out that creep wave, and Liquid still having all three of those cores on top of the net worth pretty much. So next couple of minutes here, they are rotating top.
Rezo just charged all of the spiders. He just munched the ball up right now. Very late pick in the draft, again, for the Primal Beast, right? Especially versus that Brood, but there's so many heroes now that can deal with this giant like well of spiders, right? They're banning out these Pangos, these Kunkas, they still grab a Monk King and a Primal Beast, so Zai just kind of has to live with the fact that your spiders aren't going to last that long. Just keep spamming them out for the vision right now. Letting them know if there's anyone dangerous in the area. And punching Puppey a little bit here. Now you can see, as Amar was talking about though, having that first spell versus the spiders. Kills the little ones right there. A bit of gold influx for position 5 never hurts.
Very good. Keeping the pressure off of him from getting just completely bullied too. As Zai still living in this lane perfectly fine. Trying to get in towards his hood. And some more of those team fight items later on. While Secret content to just take half of this jungle, trying to get into that Witchblade for Queen of Pain. And again, the sort of question I have is, at what point does this break down? Is it just around ulti timings?
Yeah, that is the real question, right? Like, who wants to make the first move?
Bottling the regen. Boxy getting chased. A couple more punches. They have denied available, but can't get it. Instead, it's going to be Boxy going down in exchange for Zayat. So just a couple of heroes traded off. Zai caught for a moment with the pulverize, but he does manage to escape from there. Arcane Curse onto the Brood, backs away.
Yeah, Chrysalis also rotating over for this. I mean, not that it's that much of a punish on a Monkey King, huh? He's like already back up top after TPing there, so Chrysalis well aware of how to abuse this hero, and I like the fact that...
Oh, jumped in! That blink was mighty aggressive, sir! Nisha smelled some blood in the water. It was his own, though. Brought down quick.
That looked like your silencer was maybe level 6 or something there, you know, you're hoping for a save. Not the case quite yet. 13 minutes, and he just gets it now on Puppey.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's another thing to always watch for these position 5 silencers, right? Is like trying to get that early buyback.
Yeah.
Because like you never know, right? Die first in the fight, obviously, if you just get the buyback and the ulti can turn everything when they're trying to target you.
Is under attack.
How much can they get out of this now? Mickey, he shows up. Blink, Tumbler's Toy, went for a spell. Puppey down low, gonna get Walrus punched to death. The buyback though, and the global. Need to get out with the rest of them. They will bring down one. Mickey to fall, but Tumbleman also goes down. Nisha was right on top of him, trying to finish him off. A couple more hits, and it is going to be enough. But still, a big win after dive. After dive, it goes out.
See, this is why you play 5 silencer.
Yeah.
Because they dive and they kill you, and it's okay. It's all right, guys. I'll just buy back global. It's fine. Ends up net positive for him as well, as you can see on the recap. Earned himself a solid 79 gold for throwing away his life. What a gamer.
Big plays. And you can see there, once everybody from Secret shows up, they immediately are able to find the Tumbleman on that backline with Nisha. Cleans him up.
Yeah, no way to escape as well, right? Rezo just gets the claws on you, you're just dead. Mid lane as well, back in the game though. Puppey, well, you know, there's one downside to that whole, you know, buyback thing. It's dying again right after. Not so great.
It's gone for a while. Boxy will separate from Chrysalis there. Liquid still looking good on all of their cores, but has been a pretty big setback after losing that fight there mid. Big injection of the gold, but Mickey with his Blink Dagger done. We'll see if he wants to keep making moves around the map, queuing up that Aghanim Scepter next.
Dire's top tower.
The gap isn't that large in terms of the cores, right? There's a pretty substantial gap between all the cores and the supports in this game, which is something that particularly Liquid usually doesn't really have, right? Like they tend to have their supports pretty close to their 3, but...
Toss back, Macro Pyre, Zayat's on Mickey, Rezo dropping low, is gonna die. Nisha hanging out in that Macro Pyre too. Good boundless strike, the chase down, Mickey trying to survive, but he's gonna die. Matumbaman can't get there in time to help out for this fight. If it continues a little bit longer, they might be able to make something happen though. Turns now onto the Monkey King, Puppey goes down, dead for 25, Chrysalis still trying to escape.
Nice path.
Zai chasing, Foxy right on top to slow down the Monkey King. This would be such a huge kill if they could bring down Chrysalis, and they will. Liquid, this dive bears fruit.
Yeah, Chrysalis is feeling that pressure. You know, he was the lowest in the course for a while. He's starting to catch up, and the way he's been trying to catch him in these fights has been TPing in every time. It's like a secondary ultimate on the hero because he can farm anywhere on the map. He TPs in. He wants to get that fight with a boundless strike, but the punish is there from Liquid. They're ready for that attempt.
Foxy runs down to Zayats. Can they find more? Mickey, he's got his Blink Dagger. Nisha right up on the high ground, jumps in. Alba interrupted the toss, but the global. Boxy caught a couple more punches, but they're not quite going to get there in time. Matu, a couple more hits. He gets away. Resolution being chased by Mickey, so a trade so far. Support for support. Another round of Avalanche, but they can't get him.
Yeah, there's no toss target.
Out of there.
Able to crawl away there in that Primal Beast, but Liquid's starting to take a bit of a lead here as they get some map control. They're going to grab that next rune. And it just puts Matu faster back to farming.
That's right. God, all these early stats too with the Mask of Madness done. He does a ton of damage if left alone in these battles.
And he's just so involved too, right? Like he's got so many frontliners in these drafts. Even like everyone could just be ahead of him. They play the Vanguard. They have this full bodies up ahead, just like last game. And as Secret were playing it. And there's a good reason why this hero's been so popular.
We'll see where they decide to go next on Secret, as this track board still looking pretty good. Liquid, likewise, as you mentioned, the same for Secret. Zai pressuring down bottom. Rezo, Onslaught, Chase. Wants to find one, and Sandy is there with the dual breath. Ice Path, a little bit off the mark. And eventually walks into a Puppey gets turned onto now. And with Matu there, has to immediately run away.
They also snowballed Nisha mid here. Foxy went in for this.
Foxy in very far, can't get a deny, so Secret.
Yeah.
Clean up that tusk.
I think it was Zayats being in proximity that Mickey didn't want to jump in and go for a play. I think he was worried about a Carapace right there. So Foxy kind of got shoved off there.
Well, again, Secret head up top. Liquid head down bottom. See if they can get any extra pressure onto these towers after mid has already been claimed. Onslaught in, Zai runs into him after killing those spiders. But with Matumbaman nearby, it's too dangerous to really chase that.
Yeah, Liquid have seen that there are several heroes up top. They spawned the Queen of Pain on the ward, so they're all starting to rotate their way down the side, pressuring this in, trying to get towards this tower. They also have a ward helping to cover their current positioning near the stairs. Mickey's gonna go stand over there, keep an eye on any potential smokes that could come through, and just grab any heroes that come up the staircase. So there's a pretty safe tower pressure right now, and they don't really have an alternative here for Team Secret. Like, it's not like they're able to like pressure top right now. Like, Crystal is trying to go to the wave right now, but they take this tower down extremely fast with Broodmother and Sniper.
Right, and you think about last game and what we saw, that Beastmaster draft, the ability to not just take the objectives at the towers, but also head on into the Roche pit. You can't really do that with the Secret lineup. Much more difficult.
They've also struggled a lot more this game to get their vision down, and that's something that Liquid have in spades, so they see all of this.
They find one, Mickey just a little bit late on it. Puppey not caught by the shard. Zai wants to chase. They're going into danger zone though. Avalanche, toss, punch, dead. No buyback this time around. Mickey, he's gonna get chased. The toss, the impale, needs to delay this a little bit longer. They get the stun onto the Queen of Pain, but Mickey, he's gone. Nisha tries to survive, no. It's killed off. Zai right on top with those spiderlings. And Chrysalis.
Yeah, careful.
Ooh, Monkey King has to be careful. So final tally ends up being a 2-for-1.
I have something for you.
Oh my god, dude. This guy's crazy. You know, he gets caught suddenly. I mean, does have the BKB, I guess.
Relive it. I mean, it all started, this could have been so different too, right? Because they're coming into this area having all this vision from Team Liquid. There was an opportunity to maybe grab Nisha right off the start as he was close to a ward, but they didn't quite get it. They didn't get to really abuse the invis that's on Mickey either. And grabbing Puppey at the start, sure, there's no buyback, but at least they're able to get Nisha right after there too. But didn't really feel like the biggest win that maybe I was expecting from Liquid, considering how much setup and prep I feel like they had for the moment.
Yeah, when those don't pay off, it can be pretty rough. Crystal is feeling comfortable playing around this ward, but Liquid's gonna run right up to a high ground. They find one, Puppey dead. Buyback again, they can't go for the global. They drop down the ice pad, connects onto two. Stun there, Nisha War's punch, dropping low, but gets away. Tiny has already died in exchange for the silencer. It's not enough from Liquid. They weren't able to claim any other kills there. Zayas gets hit by the assassinate, and a TP in from Tusk. Boxy trying to chase this guy, but can't quite find him. So
it's a long time till he's vendetted again, though.
Yeah, it's true. And in the meantime, they're going on in towards that Roche pit, it looks like. So Boxy will head over, use the tag team to help them claim this one. As Liquid wanting to get an objective after they push Secret away from that high ground.
They're doing a great job of targeting Puppey instantly in the fight. You have to give them a lot of credit for that, but it is very costly. You said last time, right? Like, and they're losing force for it every time. But they are getting the map control, and now they're getting that victory off of that by going in here for the Roche, grab that Aegis, and they're going to put that right on the Matu. So just in case they get to that backline, obviously they have the Queen of Pain, they have this Monkey King with the BKB. There is a concern that he's going to get back there in an unstoppable way. So protecting Matu for a potential second life in these fights.
Again, with that Roche being given up, it did also give a lot of time for Secret to keep their farm going, and you're getting closer to this BKB on Nisha. These item timings can be very strong from Secret. Talked about the potential for late game scaling that you get out of this Monkey King. Chrysalis with over 2,000 games played on the hero definitely knows his limits. But we'll have to watch and see. After the tier 2 tower has already been taken, there's really not much for Liquid to get here on the bottom side of the map.
Just grabbing that farm, trying to stack Matu up just a little bit higher. Obviously, we heard our panelists there, ATF and Taga, talking about this idea of like the semi-cores, right? Like the Monkey King, the Queen of Pain, and the Primal Beast. They're all very capable of fighting at this point in the game, but they're also fairly capable in terms of like, their scaling and the options they have. Obviously, the Monkey King being one of the best hard carries going late. So Liquid are much more all in on the sniper.
That was not the global he was hoping it was going to be, as he drops immediately. Global down with Aegis in hand. This is Liquid's time to party.
Feels like he's been working on this this first item forever. Like, had the Ghost Epic queued up almost immediately in this game, but just keeps going down and wants to hold that potential goal for the buyback as well, I'm sure.
As a movement up, Nisha found ice path there. Nisha going to die. Mickey finds that target.
That ward.
That was huge.
And doing so much work for them. Obviously, Secret feeling kind of safe in the area because he has his own wards nearby. Relying on these again from Team Secret, sort of cutting off that part of the map, giving that vision across a line there to try and give Nisha the capability to go up there and farm. But punished, dying there again on the Queen of Pain, a hero that really struggles when you die 5 times in a game.
And you can see now that this pressure that's being mounted, Matumba Man is still standing up front and center with not that many heroes behind him. The rest of the team spread out across the map, but they're going to continue this movement and not willing to back out. They want to push this advantage as much as possible right now. Boxy's still not at that Blink Dagger, but you can see Liquid. It's a small lead, but it might start growing over these next couple minutes unless Secret do something different.
They just ice-sharded Insanely to the high ground there. That's pretty cool. And then forced it back down after there to check for some wards. So the positioning's been great from Liquid as well. They are ensuring that this Tusk and this Jakiro are in between where they assume the heroes of Team Secret are and Matu, right? Like, you don't tend to think of these range supports necessarily as playing that, but that's one of the benefits of being a Jakiro. Also having that Force Staff. There's the Force Staff there on Matu. We're stacking up Force Staffs once again because they just get more and more powerful for everyone that you have. And they've still been working on Boxy's Blink for a very long time, though. That is one unusual part, I guess, in terms of this being a Liquid game, right? Like that, Boxy being the lowest on the net worth is not usually something you can see.
Right. Well, only 2,000 gold separating these two teams. Boxy hunting there. Can't connect with Resolution, it looks like, as he will onslaught away. While in the meantime, Useless has finished off the Deso, so more into this like just big, huge burst of damage that's coming from this lineup, it looks like. As Zai's going to send those spiders all across the map.
Yeah, I will say, you know, as a parent here, I think Zai's, children probably not the biggest fans. I feel like a lot of them have been dying, just being tossed asunder across the map. But how about the fact that Zai hasn't died yet?
That's been crazy.
In a first phase Broodmother versus Queen of Pain, Monkey King, and a Primal Beast.
And they were hunting him for so long. Insania, he is going to go down, though.
He's died a couple times.
Yeah, that's a classic. And also, to some extent, playing his role. They're still grouped around up here, and in fact, Secret, they want to take the fight to them maybe now on Team Liquid. BKB done as well as that Wraith Pact. Oh, this could be a huge moment for them.
There's 50 seconds left on that Aegis, so there's a bit of a window in terms of, if they want to have a later fight, but this could also just be the, you're down one hero, you're probably going to split up in front, let's try and grab a kill.
Zai spots him immediately, needs to hide away, but there's nowhere to hide. You had to cast a Curse him, Trent. You talk about how he doesn't have any deaths, immediately goes down.
But it was impressive. One death, still pretty impressive, I gotta say.
That's fair. 25 minutes. And with this Aegis expiring, looks like we're gonna have to look to that next round before they go for another big fight. This next Roche is gonna be huge.
Yeah, that's a great feeling for Secret. I mean, you gave up that Aegis, but you're the ones who are getting out on the map. You're grabbing a couple of kills, getting your cores out a little bit further. It was a lot of smoking up together and running around, so it's not going to have the biggest impact on the overall net worth, but at least it's keeping you a little bit closer in this game than just like sitting back and hiding in the fog, right? If there's anything they need to do right now, it's definitely vision. You look at it on this map right now, they cannot see a damn thing. That's Team Secret, and this is something that you're trying to get that vision from Zai. It's much more reliant on the Nyx Assassin in this game because they don't have the Beastmaster to try and help prop up that vision game.
Likewise for Liquid, needing to get some vision down themselves. It's mainly been by virtue of those spiders that have been tossed out. But man, Daedalus done next. But Tumbleman not concerned about a BKB. He's like, I have one job. If I'm not punching people, we're losing this game.
It's a good strat.
But of course, a couple of these different heroes that have avenues to get on top of them, whether it's that Blink from the Queen of Pain, the Nyx Assassin, Monkey King jumping on him from out of the trees, they have to do a great job of protecting the sniper with the rest of the Liquid lineup.
They were so close to just spotting a invisible Nyx Assassin running through there. Just came through with the Ob Sentry combo now there. But I saw some circles on the map there from Rezo. Seems to have a great idea of where Liquid are playing.
Heading down bottom, Insania's there. They've got the jump right at the start. Find themselves two, but the Spike Carapace. Will it be enough global to interrupt? And they get the control. Onto this Tusk, can they find any more? Zai, he can only look on. Mickey has to run away. Crystal is still right on top. The BKB wearing off soon. Insania's there. He can't stop him. Still BKB runs away. Mickey getting that separation from Crystal. He goes down, but Tumbleman needs to survive, needs to do the damage. A couple more hits, he's surviving through it all. The little sniper that could, as Rezo tries to clean it up, but Mickey comes in, takes him down. Zai, the last one in the fight, left alive. Liquid, they did it to him.
That was a frightening fight of positioning there. He had to force that into the Wukong's command to survive. And then so he has to kill Chrysalis in that moment, or things can turn so bad for Liquid. But they grab the kills, they turn, they eventually get Matu, but the cost was high as they now go to the high ground with the spiders in tow.
And trying to clean up these buildings. I mean, Puppey has to hold off on this one, but Mickey, if he's left alone with these spiders to take down this tower, it's an easy movement into the racks. Obviously, you have the sniper left alive. This building is gone, but Mickey, I mean, he's in a little bit of trouble there. Tries to TP out. He's going to be fine. But get a tier 3 tower, a substantial gold lead. So take a look at this replay here.
And the way that started too, the blink in with the Carapace there. Excellent play, layered on top of the global. Mickey held his BKB for after, so he's able to get involved in this fight, start tossing out some of these big spells. Espresso just like runs wild through this. But this was the big part, right? The Wukong comes out, and they actually get on Matu with the Primal Beast. That was pretty scary on the left-hand side, but then he's in, they get Chrysalis. Mickey barely surviving as well. And he's able to help turn that fight around there. They have no choice but to fully focus on Matu.
Right, and barely able to come on in the clutch here. I mean, again, we talked about it. No BKB on the sniper, which means he just has to keep clicking. And he was able to do enough damage before he died to make it work. Now has that Elven Tunic in tow too. Secret, grouped together, smoked. They're right on top of all these spiders. And Liquid, they're going to be aware of this. Still 2 minutes till Roche is capable of respawning. A relatively long timer on that.
Oh, that's the real one, yeah. It's going to come on back up, so... They'll take the area, but they're not going to get the reward for a very long time here as Boxy continues to just play around this off-sentry combo, looking for anyone running through that mid lane. Obviously, at this point in the game, this is where the danger tends to be, right? These mid-lane waves. So you want to just like nuke it and get out as fast as possible. You don't want to be caught on there.
Well, the tier 2 tower gets hit a couple of times by Secret. Immediately, Glyph is out. Wall bottom. A constant thorn in their side. Zai is there. These spiders just rip it asunder. And
That's
the pipe.
Ranged Rax. That is just gone.
Yeah, the pipe does it. And look at that. Zai gets the kill, keeps the pressure on. They need to deal with this. If Puppey shows for that long, or Nisha, this could be an easy blow, but Zayat's there to interrupt too.
Just more and more TPs just keep coming. They're just like, wait, are they gonna stay around here?
I mean, they're sticking around.
Or the smoke out.
They don't go for it, though. They're not gonna stick the whole time.
Look at the line drawn instantly, immediately towards that pit.
50 seconds until Roche is back up, though. They're gonna get there before it's up. And Secret, will they decide to go out and fight them?
This is one of those big macro plays you're going to see a lot in Dota, maybe if you're new to the game, is that pressuring that bottom tower to pull them away from that Roche pit. Now Liquid want to take that territory. They want that vision here to have the good fight around the Roche pit.
And now they have the good fight, and Mickey, he finds the good pick off Boxy. Can they bring him down in time? Resolution so low, and Chrysalis on the back. Where is Matubman? He's not there to help him yet.
He wants a better target to grab.
Can they do it? Chase, Nisha finds him, gets the kill. Mickey, he's got to get out of there. BKB wants to run, nowhere to go though. The bash is out. Nisha will manage to survive. Secret, they win that fight off of that global.
Such a necessary fight for Team Secret right now. Grabbing Matu, the perfect way to start off this fight. It's the one thing that can't happen for Team Liquid. And so much of it was committed on this Primal Beast right at the start, but he's able to get off the BKB.
Oh, the spider whole game had to take a second to process what just happened there. Zai is going to run away.
I think Liquid might be feeling the same way here. Is obviously they didn't commit for the instant buyback on the sniper. That means he really doesn't want to do it now. And they're going to start moving in towards that pit. Liquid, they have some vision around here. They do end up scanning near their high ground to see if there's any smoked heroes coming by, but might be time to go over a little bit of a risky play here.
Yeah, got to be careful. We're watching this replay, but in the game, they have the ice pad down, have good vision. Boxy, he's right away caught and killed. Does have buyback still. Matumba, man, they're so close. And Roche is actually not quite low enough. Zayat finds Insania, but they can't get him. Buying enough time for the rest of the team to show back up. The buyback is there from the Tusk. Matumba man tries to show Mickey. Do they have the damage? Gets the blink away. He's still solo and doesn't have a way to dodge this. But Nisha survives. 70 HP. I don't quite have it. Insania's now dead. Matumba man, oh, he's in Death Valley. Crystal is right on top. Needs to get away. Boxy there for the punch. Matumba man, though, he survives through it all. Liquid, they did it. They actually did it.
All the delays coming in from the supports. They kicked them out of the Roche pit. They forced a secondary fight. Nisha forced all the way back home as well. Now they're in there. They're grabbing Roche. They can't get back here in time.
Oh, and another Aegis claimed by this sniper in the midst of chaos when everything is at its most crazy. That's when it feels like Liquid somehow managed to make the best happen.
Yeah, Secret, I mean, that one dream fight where they managed to get Matu right at the start, that's what they needed in that Radiant high ground there, but now he's got himself the concussive grenade there with a shard, so a little bit extra help there.
Look at that. Hex done on the Broodmother now. Obviously, Secret still have incredible team fight, but they need all their heroes to be back up. Chrysalis alive in 15 seconds, while Liquid, they want to try and claim these buildings now. Okay, does have that Aghanim Scepter done as Nisha zoned back for a moment. I mean, it's still so hard to go high ground here. And Enchanted Quiver picked up as they are have another big creep wave coming in through top. I'm curious if Liquid even want to try and push it that hard here, if they feel comfortable going into the later stages.
Yeah, it's a bit of a, again, a tough one to go high ground here. You really don't want to be stuck inside of Wukong's command. Get botched down here.
At least wait for the BKB, right?
Yes, he has actually fully purchased it now on Matu, so certainly much more capable of engaging and putting himself in slightly riskier positions, like hitting a tower. If you're Team Secret, though, I mean, he's still the #1 target, right? Obviously, with the Aegis, there are some questions to that. Maybe you can try and just disable him and try and pick off someone else like Mickey, but he's got that BKB, and Puppey, there's so much pressure on him as the silencer. Like, when do you actually pop this ulti, right?
Yeah.
Try and go for an offensive play.
Jumps in. They find it. Chrysalis immediately there with the BKB. Gets the Force Staff away. Gets Matu out, but the Pulverize is there. So round one. Oh, actually, Matumba man, he doesn't even go down. They keep him alive. He does finally fall to the Sonic Wave, but they needed that for that second life.
He never popped the BKB though. He did hold it that whole time. Get the concussive grenade, drew it out a little bit further, and losing Chrysalis is huge.
That was so enormous for Liquid, and taking this tier 3 tower now, going on to the high ground. Secret, I don't know if they have enough left in the tank. They're going to smoke up with everybody.
It's all Zions. He needs a big blink play.
They got to find it. The big stun is there. The big interrupt. Resolution trying to kill him up in a snowball. Boxy was there. Zayat now turned upon, but Tumba Man ready to clink them all down. Resolution trying to escape, but there is no escape. Matu is here. Matu is strong.
Oh, Nisha tried to hold him back with a halberd. He was just there, stuck plinking away, helpless in his BKB, but it didn't matter. They didn't get enough done during that halberd. And now they've taken the high ground here. Moving towards that mid lane. Liquid looking to force a game 3 here in Singapore.
This would be huge for them. Again, such a dominant performance in Secret throughout this tournament in that game number 1. Liquid needing to get this to force it. They want to keep their hopes alive. Punches are out. The buyback is there from the Nyx Assassin. Jump in, Nisha trying to force them back. And without those BKBs, they needed a second at least to reset. Liquid still no Aegis in hand and 40 seconds on the BKB for Sniper.
All the buildings have been crumbling though. It's just now 2 melee barracks remaining. Oh, sorry, 1 melee, 1 ranged even. Worst case scenario here. Team Secret. He's not gonna have that constant spider's pressure.
You know what's interesting though is that in so many of these games, we've seen some of these teams that have fallen behind really early in multiple racks, and it still comes down to needing to win a team fight. If Secret can keep winning those, it could be their recipe for success. But right now, at least Liquid in firm control of this game.
Yes, many of the players on this Liquid roster are, you know, no strangers to mega creep games. They know it does not necessarily mean the end.
We'll have to wait if it does indeed happen this time. Another minute or so until the next round of those neutrals are coming up. And looking at it, I think actually they don't even have all of their neutrals yet on Team Secret. They haven't been able to get out for the tier 4s or even the tier 3s.
Yeah, when they do get it on the map right now, it's mostly been just to battle. It's to fight, right? And then like the second the fight ends, it feels like they just need to run to whatever the prize was after, be it Roche or to a tier 2 to defend there. There's not a lot of time for them to get on the map and actually farm up these neutrals.
Well, BKB's back off cooldown, and for Secret, that means they got to be careful. A lot of spiders ready to run at that range racks while Liquid is down bottom. And TP coming in. Zai sends the spiders with the pipe.
Gotta watch the halberd from Nisha. Gotta watch the blink stuns from Zayats. Those are like they can't even deal with the spiders. The spiders just take out. Oh, barely. Rezo has to charge through the killing spiders.
Taking the bottom one too.
He's splitting them up, splitting the defense.
It's so hard. How do you even find it? And there it is. The blink in, the BKB. But do they have enough to get out? Chrysalis, a good stun, drops down the ring. They have the damage. Can he survive through the right clicks coming from a Tumbleman though? That Sniper, he's just too strong. They take down that melee racks. Liquid wanting to get mega creeps. Finish this one off. And they're going to do it in style. Megas for Liquid. And Secret, it is a huge hill to climb to try and come back into this.
I mean, they have some of the heroes, though.
They do.
Oh, they got the Monkey King. They got themselves a Queen of Pain. A big pure damage swings. Certainly heroes that are known for being able to itemize in many different ways as well for certain situations. But it's an 18k lead, you know. Don't get it twisted. Liquid are in a very good spot right now.
See now if they will find anybody on these wards here, hoping to catch somebody from Liquid slipping, but everybody out of vision, waiting for those BKBs to come back up again, farming up that next section of the neutrals. And just the power of this draft that Liquid has been able to assemble. Look incredibly good in this game number 2. Trying to force it to the game 3. And I think right now, too, the other thing that you got to be watching for is like any of these little illusion play moments, they have to go for this. They don't know that it's an illusion, obviously, now they do, but if there's any chance for anybody to be caught off guard, it's a quick jump.
Feels like Zayas just has so much pressure on him as well. I think the best initiation they've got right now.
Oh my god,
they got Matu in.
The whole teammate, but can they get him? Rezo, no friends nearby. He too is going to get brought down. All it takes is a couple of seconds. And with 3 dead, surely this will be the time for Liquid to close out this game.
They're looking to come in here. Chrysalis grabbing the wave in the mid, but of course there's creeps coming through the bottom as well.
They've got it all. They have a glyph, but Secret not even in the base to defend it. Is Liquid trying to close this one out here. The buybacks are out. Resolution into this game, but Liquid, will they be concerned? Still a minute until Roche is even capable of respawning. They don't want to deal with that mess. They want to end this now. Global out, BKB disarm, run away, Boxy there, snowball through onto both. Nisha gone.
Oh, he's armed.
Liquid, they're cleaning up. They're taking them down. They're going to game 3. Matu's not done yet.
Oh, the Let's Go Liquid cheers have been very loud from this crowd as they've made their way through this lower bracket. And now one more time, they're going to a game 3. They're not done yet. Team Secret, now it's their turn to try and figure things out here and see what they want for game 3. What this Team Liquid has turned a lot of fans here, I think.
We've got more than a few as we are looking again at how this is broken down. So much decided in the draft, so much decided also in the game. And the crowd here giving a little bit of appreciation to the team that forced this one to a game 3.
Just feels like a couple small plays here and there, right? One force-staff, one position, one stun of someone out of place is turning these big fights. And it feels like it's just constant fights in these games. It feels like we go from one team fight, the replay is going, the next team fight starts right after that. It's deciding so much in these matches. So coming into it, I don't know if we're going to see that classic game 3 slowdown pace or if we're just going to go full speed ahead.
I'm just excited to see some more Dota. I'm going to be real. This is going to be awesome. We got 56 kills in that last game. We'll see how many more we got to come as we head on back to the panel.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Very happy here as well that we are going the distance here because these two teams, they deserve to play more on that stage against each other. And third games, traditionally, if we look back, they've been pretty epic, so I'm having high expectations from that. But first, let's break down game number 2 because Lacoste, this game, it did have quite a bit of a fast pace to it, especially with the kills and especially coming out from the side of Team Liquid.
Yeah, it really did. The lane I'm looking at is this bottom lane, the off lane from Team Liquid, where we've seen it this time and time. Zai on the Broodmother, Boxy on Tusk, where they completely dominate the lane. One problem that I have with this is, Broodmother hits 6, she takes over the lane, and she kind of took over the game, takes over the jungle. They didn't have that one hero to put there and just soak up some damage, feed on the spiderlings, one hero that is unkillable. It never came to that point. And I love the itemization on Zai, because, yeah, sure, you get that raid pack, you get pipe, but it was early pipe into raid pack where you mitigate so much damage from Team Secret. The early damage is mostly magical. Like Silencer and Nyx Assassin, their damage output at the early stages of the game is very limited, and if you add pipe on top of that, it's gonna feel very bad. Team Secret did try to, maximize the Silencer, buying out one more time using the global silence, but it was a very difficult game from them considering the situation they were in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed what Broodmother did in that game for sure. And I think Brood as a hero really exposes Silencer's weaknesses as a support if he's not countering a hero per se. It's not really a hero that gives you much by way of playing the map or the ability to rotate or anything like that. With that being said, I also think that the lane swap when the Primal Beast came out between the Tiny and the Sniper was genius, right? Because Tiny is a hero that can lane versus something like a Primal Beast, toss it away if it goes at him. Sniper would not really have stood a chance there. So by putting the Sniper mid, having it lane well versus the Queen of Pain for the first 5 levels, and then rotating the Sniper out of mid and putting your Tusk there so he can get levels and Sniper can farm safely was just very well done. Very good understanding by Liquid on how to play the map. So that was really cool. Also, another thing that I wanted to note was because the Monkey King played an active style of Dota, he didn't build a farming item. So when the game slowed down, you had Sniper just farming in the triangle, and Monkey King wasn't really able to match the pace.
Yeah, he had BKB first, and then Deso. Deso's like the closest thing to a farming item that you could say that game. But no, I really like the point about the Silencer. I think that Liquid, if you look at their draft, they have Jakiro, they have Broodmother. Their entire draft doesn't have any cooldowns that they're playing around, right? It's like you play the Silencer. Usually, the way that you play this hero is enemy team commits to you, and then you botch their initiation, you botch their commitment, and then you turn the fight. It's like you global silence a Broodmother, and it's like My spiders are silenced. Like,
Oh, no.
Oh,
you know,
no.
your passives. Your passives. So yeah, Liquid just like Effie said, identifying the weakness in this hero. Crystallis also is playing Monkey King. That's another cooldown dependent hero. Nisha on Queen of Pain, cooldown dependent. The ultimate was very important in this game. There's a few fights that we saw where he didn't have mana for the ult, and it actually meant that like Mutombo would survive at 10% HP and then turn around and peep and get to full HP. This Wraith Pack change, by the way, like the fact that you get more lifesteal off of heroes, it's starting to feel like satanic when these peep lords are turning around.
You are building into Mask of Madness, and I think like Sniper's becoming the not just hero of this series, I would say, but for me the hero of the tournament pretty much. Whenever I see this little dwarf on one side, I'm like slowly like leaning towards that side because the hero does so much. I like the build on Matu because he did go for 3 raid bans early oriented. He knows that if he joins these early fights, it's going to give them even more momentum and momentum with the Broodmother pipe that we mentioned. One thing to notice is one team is going to play potentially one of these 2 teams 8 games today because this is the 3rd game and, you know, in the grand finals, everyone wants to see game 5.
But we've seen the teams that end up playing this series right before grand finals always has the advantage over the other team conventionally. But I also just want to bring up that Liquid had such an easy way to maneuver around the map. Even that fight where they killed the Silencer and they lost their Tiny, and Tusk and Sniper went into Rosh alone. The Brood was pretty far away, but you're just able to plant your webs to Roshan, get there really quickly as Broodmother, and identify when you can take objectives. You can also just dodge smokes and camp yourself at the parts of the map that you need to be. And when Secret really needed to make a smoke and make big things happen, it was evaded completely by Liquid when they were playing on the bot lane for that bot Rex.
Yeah, Liquid definitely seemed to know what Secret was going to try to do during that time. There was another person who knew of how this game was going to play itself out because I think Slacks predicted this outcome from the draft onwards.
That's right. Absolutely. You know, a clock is right once in a while is the saying I remember. Now, I am up here in the nosebleed section as high up as you can go for a very special purpose. Now, I was contacted, and someone said, one of you guys has a birthday. Who is it? Oh, my goodness. What's your name?
Chendo.
Fantastic. Crowd, I was wondering if we could make this the worst birthday of his life by all singing a little happy birthday. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Chendo.
Happy birthday to you. Now your present, you get to pick one. Great. And somebody else out there, happy birthday to you too. Watch out. There you go. Pick it up. Look at the camera. There you go. Yay. All right, well, back to you guys. Happy birthday to you too, Sheever. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Shearer.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit late or early. Whichever one you're going for is off by about half a year. It's all good though, because we are here to celebrate everything, especially the Dota 2 being played, but also friendship and love. And that friendship was, there was a little bit of friendship last year, and the Team Secret roster was a little bit broken. Just in case you missed it, Matu and Zai left Team Secret right after TI-10, where they came 3rd. So that is the very spot that they're both in right now. And that was not something that Puppy wanted to have happen, Effie.
No, he didn't. When you look at that iteration of Secret from last TI, it had such an incredibly dominant phase throughout the online tournament era where they just felt like the best team in the world, right? And then when it came up to that TI, the results were great. 3rd place is not something to be scoffed at. That roster definitely had potential to go far, but just like in all things, your players get poached. Maybe they
Zai and Matu are very brave, saying no to Puppy. And you probably needed to say that into his face.
They weren't in the same room.
They
There's
probably
no way.
weren't in the same room. That was actually, it was all done over computer screens. And Puppy talks in that same interview about how much easier it was because it was all digital. Now, it did lead to good results because in the end, they have 2 players that re-embody that friendship and love. It's Zayat and Rezo.
I have a friend, which is Ice. You know, we played together for like 2 years. It's amazing to, you know, be on the lane with a guy who you really enjoy talking to. So it was the middle of the season, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to roll, you know. And who do I go with? I have one friend. I have a guy who I can talk to. So we happened to the call and was like, yo guys, yo bro, what are you gonna do?
I were really tryharding in pubs. I played every day around of 10 games, and also my win rate was very high. I back my rank 50, around of 50, yeah. And I were very in good form, I guess.
So we were like, who we can join, and we were like, maybe some alliance, you know, they're like a bit shaky right here and there. Maybe some NA team, you know, it's always good to come to NA and like, you know, for the qualifiers and stuff. I've been there, I know how it works. Maybe I can do the same, you know. And the third idea was like, maybe Team Secret, but it's like, nah, dude, no way. Like, it's wet dreams, you know. Clement was like, what position are you playing anyways? I'm like, dude, I'm playing offlane for 2 years now. Like, come on. That's such a Clement thing to say, but anyways. We just wait a little bit. And after some time, he's like, yo, bro, I got invited to Secret.
Yeah, at the moment when Clement called me, I was so surprised because how to say, I didn't know that might happen, to be honest.
And he's like, he's playing there, and then at one point he's like, yo, bro, what are you doing next week? I'm like, what am I doing? I'm playing, you know, chilling. He's like, you want to play a tournament in Riyadh? I was like, hell yeah, like, let's do it. And then basically, like, you know, they decided to make, you know, to try mid standing on that tournament, and things went great from there on.
I'm pretty happy to being here, and also I believe in Team Secret I can do a lot. I mean, long history, so let's see.
It was just a thought, but I didn't really believe that it could happen. But you know, here I am, wearing the eye on my T-shirt right now. That's crazy.
Life is crazy sometimes, for sure. It's actually incredibly wholesome how both of them are now on Team Secret. And they are on the final day, and they are doing pretty well. Both teams, though, one game away from taking that second spot in the grand finals against Tundra. And only one team can advance, which is a lot of pressure. That is a lot of pressure. You can feel it from all the way over here. We can feel the pressure that is on this one. Just give it Dota 2, Effie. It should be fine, right?
It'll be fine. What does it even mean at this point? Top 3 still top.
Yeah.
Nah, there's a lot of pressure in this game 3.
Yeah,
obviously, both of these teams so badly want to make it to the grand finals. They are the LCQ teams. They were the underestimated teams after the end of the DPC tours this year, and they both have a lot to prove. I think for Puppy, the only thing remaining for him to do is just win his second TI, get that first place with Secret finally, and who knows what's going to happen next for him after that.
Same for that, man, although we do know what's going to happen after that.
We do, but yeah, going back to pressure, Team Liquid, they had a magical lower run bracket so far. So you know that they've been on the brink of elimination so many times this tournament, beating Entity 2-0, beating OG 2-0, then Tundra Awaken in one of the best series of all time, and then beating Aster as well, clutch series as well, and now pushing into the game 3 as well.
But that was just a really wholesome video that we just saw. I'm still thinking about it, but you can really see the synergy between Resolution and Zayats in that one. And I'm also glad that he told that story, because at ESL Malaysia, he did mention that they both wanted to join Team Secret, but they didn't really know how to facilitate that. And it just ended up happening for them. So it was just really cool to see. I think Resolution as a player has grown so much over the years. His hero pool has expanded. He's played so many different roles. He's bounced around from region to region, and he announced his retirement after last TI. But as we know, in Dota, Jenkins, nobody stays retired.
Really yeah, that's why, you know, I look at Matumba, and I think, like, we've talked about it so much because the absolute legend is retiring. You know, it's like, is he really going to after this run? I mean, Liquid has been backed into a corner 3 times. They've been in that game 3 where they claw it back, right? They've won 3 game 3s in the lower bracket.
It's actually been clawing because it was not easy.
No, it wasn't easy. Every time it wasn't easy. And then already they weren't supposed to be here. They got in through the last chance qualifiers. So it's like, we talked like previously when we saw them walking on. Oh, they look like they feel no pressure. Both of these teams. It's because how could their brains have any chemicals left to feel pressure at this point? They've been pressured for like 2 weeks straight. These guys are ice cold now.
They really are, but honestly, it's just been so touching to watch both teams make it this far. Obviously, Liquid are carrying with them the weight of their teammates' retirement. We've seen them talk about him with such high regards.
Yeah.
And how they want to have one good last run with him. And I really think that this result is more than they ever expected. So hopefully the pressure does not affect their gameplay at this point in this elimination game.
And also, we do overuse a word Giga Chat quite a lot, you know, but first time hearing it, Giga Coach. That's a new one. Team Liquid with 3 coaches.
3 people, yeah.
It's
one entity.
We do say, you know, too many chefs in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. But for them, it seems to be working because everybody, as we've seen in the interview, has a lot of respect and they think without one piece, it would just not work.
Yeah, they all have their own role and everybody is respectful, and apparently there's no stepping on other people's toes, which would be very easy to do with a lot of coaches around there. Speaking of coaches, of course, I want to reiterate that we've got Heen and AY in the tournament as coaches that have already won TIs. Blitz, this is his first TI in the booths, and I say that because he has obviously been at a lot of TIs as talent. We're going to find out how much impact the coaches will have had during the drafting of this third and deciding game.
Team Secret versus Team Liquid. Game 3.
It all comes down to this game 3, all on the line. Both of these teams clawing at a spot. The final game that they want to be playing in this. You guys got to watch backstage. Just before we even see the draft, who do you think has the momentum coming into this? Who are you kind of favoring? Are you just going to stay biased with your old teammates?
And for me, I will definitely say Team Liquid. You know, they just won the last game. I can feel the momentum. You know, everyone is smiling. I just saw them earlier. They look pretty excited to play the game 3, so definitely Liquid.
I mean, for sure I want Secret to win, but you know, you get second pick, you win. It's as simple as this. I cannot just simplify it more.
Yeah, why even play the game, you know?
Yeah. We should just end it after the coin flip. We shouldn't even do the draft. Let it go. This whole thing will be over very quickly.
Well, we do have a draft that's going to get taken place now, and you can see a couple of changes already coming out. So the Brood Mother taken out of the pool, CM. This was a hero that's also risen in popularity a lot. Marcy and the Lesh. So a couple of those key heroes that we've seen still left in the pool. What are you guys liking? And also, how does that second pick affect the rest of the draft going in?
I mean, the second pick is just way easier to draft, and like you will just counter pick into counter pick, and like you just pick on first stage something solid that even if you counter it, it's fine.
Whoa.
Okay.
That is not what I was anticipating.
Nobody wants to go out on Silencer. All right, that's just how it is.
I actually thought they would pick Silencer when they banned Brood, because now Enigma's in the pool. Actually, Inch is not that bad into Brood because you know the shot. I don't think you guys have seen it before.
Little friends.
Yeah. Because if you put that spell on the enemy target, all the spiders goes on him. So that's actually pretty funny.
Funny, is it good though? Everybody says that shard is garbage.
Actually, use it once. It's actually pretty good. People just doesn't know how to use it properly.
Okay, all right, I'm with you. Sounds good. Well, they do have, like you said, that Enigma open. Do Team Liquid want to go for it, though? Again, that hero has been all over the place in terms of some success, some failure, and Silencer's still in the pool, so if they wanted to swap it to another core role or something, they could do that also.
I feel like maybe they want to go for the Lina, because last game the Lina was banned by Secret, now they changed it to Brood. So maybe there is something with the Lina.
It should be Enigma, I think. Enigma Tusk, maybe? Oh, you're right, Emma.
Interesting. So what is it about this Lina? You said there might be something about this Lina. What is it that makes this hero so insanely good, particularly for Liquid?
I mean, I think they get what they want. Mickey plays like the carry from the mid lane. Matumba gets his lane-winning hero who stuns or just doesn't die, and is just good into the meta. Like the meta mid laners, Lina can lane into Leshrac and Desif.
Oh, well, I mean, you got the Lina right now. We got the best hero, the game-winning hero. You know, you're looking for Team Secret to take the W. They've got the Beastmaster. It's got to be feeling pretty good now.
They got the natural disaster.
10 seconds.
They got everything.
Natural disaster.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, the Enchantress definitely applies a ton of early pressure, as does the Beastmaster. I mean, I'm looking at these drafts, and I'm just seeing tower after tower getting taken. Obviously, you do have some good outspam, but Taiga, are you concerned about all of that pressure that Team Secret has running early?
I think after what we have seen in Game 1, I think they should have better answers now on Liquid. I think they're looking for something that would fight them, fight the Beastmaster and Ench on the early game. Because right now they only have Tusk and Lina, and they're not like the best heroes. They need to add something else, like something more like a strong early game hero to fight this beast. Because the moment this beast takes your tower, your jungle is done. It's gone, and they need to somehow retake this jungle, and they also need to apply their own pressure. So I think they maybe another sniper game. You know, sniper is pretty good against that to depush when they come. So but they actually ban them themselves.
Huh. Interesting.
Zayat will actually get a chance to maybe see some other heroes before he has to pick, which has been a little unusual, I would say, for Zayat this tournament, right? He gets this like first phase hero, just has to deal with it. They end up banning like 3 heroes in a row to try and protect him. So that Enigma, as I said, is still Lindo, but probably going to be Insania's hero out of this phase, and then we're going to have that double counter pick for both Matu and Zai.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I can also see maybe Wyvern for Insania. He hasn't played a hero for a while, like Wyvern, Phoenix, some type of teamfight hero, because they really lack teamfight on the Liquid right now, and they usually want to have at least one teamfight hero on support. Now that I picked Tusk, they will need to add something that synergizes with Tusk, which is like Phoenix, Wyvern, Jakiro, for example, but Jakiro is banned, so we'll see.
I do like that Wyvern that you're talking about. That always feels like it's really nice against a Beastmaster, and you pair that together with obviously the little friends and everything else that you got working with you for the Enchantress. It can definitely turn the tides of a battle very quickly. And of course, we've also seen that combination be really good. You know, Winner's Curse into just an LSA, people get blown up.
I'm not so sure about the Wyvern. Like, the hero is weak, and like the out tempo might be so much. Like, yeah, he's good into Beast. Beast cannot just send his units how much he wants, but it feels like it kind of drags his team down. Like you have Wyvern Tusk support, like you don't do damage, kinda.
I'm dying. That's a lot of teamfight.
Whoa. Slipped its way through that second phase of bans this time. Often getting removed here. Obviously started out as pretty much the hero of the tournament, it felt like. I felt like teams had to address it a lot in their drafts, like Snapfires or something, to try and handle this Tombstone, someone who can naturally hit it, but I mean, the Sniper's already gone as well, so could maybe be an option for Secret. Of course, then that's putting Zayats on a... I mean, it's actually a pretty good 4, I'd say, for the way that they like to play their lanes.
Definitely could be strong. Needing to come up with some type of an answer. You were talking earlier also about like the Maranas, things like that as a potential answer. Is it like you have to really go super hard on a Tombstone answer, or do you feel like you can get that from like, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, like some from Enchantress, some from other heroes?
I feel like they have Beast and Lynch. They can... It's easy Tom killers. Like, I don't feel like they have a problem with Tom.
Got some attack speed, got some range, it's always good, but the crowd,
look at that.
You know, they love the player hero combos. Got themselves an Invoker picked here.
I just think that Undying is a good pick for the team fight, but I think the Secret have tools to kill that too. Like they have the aura from Beast, and the Inch doesn't really care so much about zombies. It's only the lane that's Undying is being picked for. I will assume like the laning into Beast is actually pretty nice for Undying.
Man, this Invoker, every time you get around to it, there's been a lot of different change-ups in the builds too. Do you think with Beastmaster he could go for like an Exort build, or is it still just going to be like Quaswex trying to play fast with the rest of his team?
I mean, I know that people would take Quaswex against Lina on mid, but I've only seen Exort Invoker in my team, so and use Sunstrike on like 2 side lanes, get Midas minute 6, farm on map, 6 loss minute 20.
Okay, interesting.
Ooh. I think that's probably more like Nisha, you know, like
yeah,
Exort Invoker to solve the team. That sounds more like Nisha.
You talked about Zayats being a little bit more free in the game maybe, and we'll see if it ends up happening here with this Earthshaker pick. This is a TI hero if I feel like if I've ever seen one.
Not a group stage hero though. I'll tell you that much. Playoffs here. This guy's been hurting at TI. I think. But when the game comes down to it, you know, this is one of those heroes that people like to play. I think like if I have that clutch factor in me, this is a hero that can really do a lot of that position 4 role.
Thoughts on it? Hate it, love it?
Well, I don't really like Shaker, to be honest. After playing it in group stage, it felt pretty weak, and I don't like it into Undying either. It's like, but it makes sense with Beast, because you need someone that enables the Beast in lane, right? And like with the Fisher block, you pull back the lane, and Undying can't just chase you down, hit you non-stop. They can actually stay on a lane, and potentially they might have to steal the pull, because I don't think this Beast Shaker will fight into Undying.
Oh, another answer now as we get some claps coming out from the old Earthshaker. But it is going to be the Lifestealer. So Liquid managed to get it again in the second phase. At this current state in the draft, we're still looking for a carry on Team Secret. We're still looking for something, depending on what it is for Team Liquid, most likely that offlaner. What are you guys feeling at this point?
I mean, I feel like they're gonna ban the Razor, but for sure, like if Secret can get the Razor, I think this is such a free win. Like I don't see a way they stop the Razor, even like if they can counter keep it. But probably they will get a ban. I don't think it's hard.
Oh, I was gonna say Ursa, but it's banned. Felt like an amazing Ursa game if I was left through.
Yeah. Is there any like archetype of a hero that they need? Something that like just what role do they need to fill?
I mean, just a solid carry, like who can lane into anything. Like he doesn't really need to care about lane so much. He's laning into task with Ench. Like he's gonna have a good lane. They banned the Enigma, so there is no like insane good hero laner. So like they're gonna have like a good lane, and if he can offer like something good for his team, like if he doesn't like drag his tempo down to his team, and his team like with Beast and Ench, and they win their mid and help their offlaner, I think it's gonna be easy win for Secret, because the Slacks are not gonna lane into Beast at some point.
Is this a Drow pick or Luna's? Potential CK2. I feel like they're banning dogs here.
Yeah.
Maybe they want some kind of Drow hero, you know, sit back. Cause
Terrorblade maybe. I mean, against Lina that's scary too, though.
Yeah, because if you look at Liquid's draft right now, they only have like Snowball to reach the back line.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have Lina Undying trying to catch a Drow or anything, right? So it's only Snowball plus Infest.
I mean, that was the classic answer for a long time against the Lifestealer, those types of heroes. So
yeah.
Could be something there.
I still feel like the Razor value is too high. I don't see like a reason to stop it. Like also like Razor Beast combination is very good.
Drow.
There you go for it.
They banned it. This is like the perfect bans for Drow, I will say. Like Enigma, Dogs here, like usually great heroes against Drow in the lane. And right now, Liquid, they probably need to find a hero that actually catch this Drow on a team fight.
Pango.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Those two. Pango's really nice into Drow.
Not usually making it this far in the draft.
But his lane is gonna be so rough. It's gonna maybe not making like it. And there is Roar and Shaker Fisher, and there is even his Tusk.
Mars too. Of course, has his own issues versus Drow, but at least it's going in.
I mean, the Mars looks good, like there is, but it's...
Well, we're seeing some speeches out there as I think that they know what they're going to pick and just taking the time now to get ready, hand over heart. They're ready for what could be the last game in this tournament for either of these teams. For Liquid, it could be the last game of that man's career. He's liking what he's seeing. Are they kissing? Okay, I can't tell. It's just a handshake. They're feeling it. They're trying to get the crowd on their side. They're ready. He's doing it for you. And oh my goodness. They pick themselves a Brewmaster of all heroes.
Everybody's got to get in there. Let's go.
I guess they're getting drunk tonight.
One way or another.
One way or another. People are going to sip it on stuff. But we'll see. All right, so we are not going to do a coach's interview here at the end. But I want to hear from both of you who you think is going to come away with this. Cut off the biases for a second. Who do you feel like has the better drafts at the very least?
I honestly think Secret has a better draft. I feel like this draw is gonna have a free game, free lane. I'm not sure how they're gonna catch it. They need to find a way to kill them.
For me, I see this is the battle of Brewmaster versus Beastmaster. The three of me against the hero who contains the summons.
All right, well, we'll have to see indeed which of those two teams are able to come away with the victory here. The lower bracket finals, game 3. One of these teams moving on as we get ready to hop into this one. The coaches have left, the game underway. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us through this whole drafting days. I feel like I've learned so much.
But now it's time for us to actually get in here as
get the
well.
heck
So
outta
thank
here.
you very much. Everyone, can we hear it for Tyga and Amar? Anyone? Yeah, a lovely draft analyst. Thank you.
So we get ready to go into this one indeed, and we'll see who it is that's going to be able to come away with the victory here. Team Secret versus Team Liquid. My goodness gracious, Trent. I feel like I'm just on the edge of my seat here. I kind of have been feeling this the entire day that, I mean, you look at sort of the history of these two teams, both of them with former players that are playing with each other. We're going to do a quick little last speech here moment to Matu before they went up on stage, so we're going to get into that right now.
Alright, guys. One last time around the bend. Let's fucking get it, yeah? Truly, I really believe in this lineup from the moment that we all got together. I really love all of you guys. I know that you guys are all smiling and it's cringe, but I really do love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Nothing that happens in this game will change that. I'm always so proud of every single one of you. Thank you for letting me be a part of this journey. Sincerely, I wish you all the best. No matter what happens, let's have fun. Yeah? Let's have a smile. No matter what happens, we smile at the end of this, yeah? We enjoy ourselves. Good. I love you, brother. Truly, it's been a fucking honor one way or another.
Wait, why don't we just pick Lone to it?
And with that, they signed off, got ready to go into this game immediately into the pause, but you can see that this is a team, both teams, that have just put so much investment into each other as teammates, and it's been paying off. Both these teams from the lower bracket, from the last chance qualifier, and now here in the last day of TI. And again, for both of them, wanting to get some of their highest placements ever. See if they can do it.
Coming in here, of course, we have a couple different game plans going on right now. A couple heroes that are new to our series right now. Of course, that Invoker that everyone loves so much, being cheered for, that Lina early on in the phase. But a common trend throughout this tournament has been this big ranged damage core and trying to get to that back line, trying to find these big ranged damage dealers. For Liquid, they're going to have the Lina in that capacity. But for Team Secret, they've got sort of a dual action happening here. Of course, they're going to have Nisha on this Invoker, and of course, Chrysalis on the Drow Ranger. So a lot of heroes and a lot of backline plays Liquid need to look to do. And it can be very tough. They're going to be extremely reliant on that split coming through, trying to find their way there, of course, with the with the Storm Panda.
A little bit of an XD there to start us. That's always how it goes. They'll sort it out here in just a moment, but you can see not the highest win rate in the world on this Invoker, but a ton of really standout moments. And moments, I think, when you combo that together with the Earthshaker, with the Beastmaster, there's so much potential to just explode these heroes in a moment. And in a way, that's something that Brewmaster can kind of be, you know, an answer to. If you don't kill him in that burst, suddenly that fight's going to go Liquid's way.
Yeah, it can just be those tiny little moments. Just really felt like the story of every game that Liquid has been in, right? It's these little infest plays. It's that one tiny little jump that you managed to get. How many of their games have just gone the distance? They managed to find their way to a victory, whereas Secret, of course, not really being as tested as much, not needing to find those big comeback wins because they tend to just take the lanes and choke out the game from there, much like they did in game number 1. So will Secret find that success once again? Will they take that early lead, push it, control the whole map, and just force out these initiations from Team Liquid? Or will Liquid bathe in that chaos they've created time and time again here on the main stage and find themselves a way to the grand final?
We'll have to wait and see, as the game is already underway and heading also across the map. The other thing that I want to watch for is, just like you talked about, that early pushing potential you get from the Enchantress and that Beastmaster. And saying you're running in through the river, Puppy will find him real quickly. A couple of melee heroes against an Ench, very annoying to deal with, but who's faster on the clicks? Resolution picks up the bounty rune this time, and it looks like that is going to end up being 2 apiece. Liquid weren't able to snack that extra one.
Yeah, no surprises on the lanes here as they split up there. I guess maybe a little bit in terms of Puppy coming up top there and playing with the Beastmaster, but this is just a solid combo And, you know, Zayas can play a little bit more defensive on the Earthshaker, so pull back the wave, set things up for the Drow. And seeing the fact that it is the Brewmaster at the end with the Tusk, that probably gave them a little bit of comfort in this setup as well. Knowing that there's not a whole lot they can do to Chrysalis, right? Like, what's going to stop him from farming? And typically, Earthshaker is someone who can struggle in that position 5 role unless he's a strong laner like this in the Drow Ranger. There's not many heroes that can actually provide so much comfort to an Earthshaker like a Drow can.
No, absolutely. And that coverage is exactly what she's going to need to just keep hitting away at there on her own. So the lanes, as they head out across the map, Mickey playing on this Lina will try and take it to the Invoker as much as possible, but you can see that one of the issues here is they actually did swap it up. A little Shards connection onto Chrysalis, the Fissure, so a lot of blockage coming out. These melee heroes doing a good chunk of damage onto that Drow if they can manage to get on top of her.
Yeah, it's important that they try and fight back right now with these earlier parts when they're attempting to punish level 1 when there's only the Shards there on the Tusk, and there's like no real threat of just jumping on his eyes whenever they want.
It's coming on in, gets the D ward there. See if Boxy can play his way and get the other one too.
It's gonna be really hard to get this camp. Like,
yeah, I mean, absolutely. He has the sentry, but can't place it down. So Fissure, Erupt, throws it back on the Crystal.
Swap. Zai's gonna now run over as well. Almost forced the body block.
Bringing him down. The damage, it's out! Chrysalis gets him with that level 2 hit. That was just in time.
It was like all a dance for the safe lane small camp, right? Like, yeah. They're like changing their positioning, going back and forth like that.
Oh, 23 HP, and gonna have to bring a salve out to himself. My goodness. Yeah, this lane is tough. This is a really hard one.
Radiant's middle
Getting an early win in a lane with an Earthshaker support is going to be a great feling, because now you've got this Enchantress matching up versus the Undying. You're removing pretty much the whole purpose of this pick. Like, it feels like he really was just picked for the lane. They don't necessarily have like the free Tombstone killers, but they have a lot of great tools versus Tombstones. Obviously, like they end the draft with a Drow, so plenty of ranged heroes. There's the attack speed aura. Shouldn't be a major concern for them. Really, as long as they have the vision, that Tombstone's going down.
True. You can see the pull there of the creep wave around. Matsu pulled it back in as Rezo is being zoned away by Insania up here on the top side. Currently going for none of those boars yet. Just wanting to play more around the axes and the punches. As Boxy gets this wave, pulls it back behind. Don't want to have to deal with the Drow anymore. And this is always going to be the answer, right? If you do end up giving up first blood to the Drow, you can do these lane pulls and make the laning stage just that little bit easier for yourself. Although Zaya,
feel good though.
That's a nice little job there, interrupting it.
But like giving a free lane to a Drow too, just because you can't contest, is a pretty awful feeling. Oh, that's a nice play from Boxy though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get all the melee creeps on him, so he didn't take too much damage from that.
Yeah, Drow definitely free game so far. And they're going to need to make some pretty solid rotations later here if they want to find any hope of punishing them eventually.
I definitely think there's a chance to go for a kill before level 6. It should be free with the Brewmaster split, assumedly, but there's also a chance that you go for something a little bit earlier if they can get that wave away from the tower, just because they do have that Tusk initiation.
Zombies? 18 HP. Maybe you just needed one more there.
Don't have Untouchable yet, so, you know, it's a little scary.
Tania tries to get that pull off, but oh, the zombie spawn, which stops the pull. Very annoying for the Undying there. But it's just going to keep on spamming out those decays as much as possible. So at least up top's going well for Matumba Man on the side of Liquid. Bottom, a bit of a different story. Zai trying to make his way out of here. Did switch over form for that Drunken Brawler. Can get away from him though. A couple more punches and Boxy there to play interrupt.
Yeah, it is not a lot of evasion early on.
Storm Brawler gets him up to just the 5% there, 15% rather.
Huge evasion.
Yeah, it's not great. So again, this lane gonna be a tough one, but you can see the Beastmaster also struggling. 5 minutes in, they bring on in the big creep. And Puppy, in combination there, is actually going to get some pretty good damage onto Insania. That forces him away.
Matsu finds a courier just sitting there. Puppy had left it hanging out there, so great grab there. Besides, also losing the courier at the same time.
These waves around, Matumba Man trying to chase. and stop the creeps from being stolen away from his lane there. And again, because Undying had to back away, they actually don't even manage to come and contest.
Nobody wants to lane is what I'm seeing. Crystallis is chasing Boxy through the jungle. You know, they got the pull into the small camp here now. Crystallis can farm that up. All just playing a little bit passive at the moment. Is a little rotation in the mid lane here, though. That is a level 6 Invoker. Got a couple tools handy here.
Will they be able to find him, bring him down? A couple punches, Nisha caught. Drops it, the Sunstrike. Mickey takes some damage, but it won't be enough. And that is before level 6.
Yeah.
So
no one was coming to help him. I thought maybe there might be like a Fisher or something in there, but Zayas did not have the option available.
No.
Or at least he didn't think there could be a save for it, which is probably true when it comes to the Fisher plays, right? Fisher to try and save from an Ice Shard is kind of unlikely.
Yeah, can't get into position there to steal away the bounty rune either, so these Boxy rotations bearing a little bit of fruit. And Zai moves over, okay. Can chase him down here. Zayat's in some trouble, throws the Enchant Totem out, a couple more punches. Boxy gets on the board as Resolution, chase underneath the tower. Matumba Man on top of him with Insania. They bring down Rezo to boot.
Surprising, couple kills across the map there. I feel like Insania is struggling a bit in this lane.
Sunstrike's not there, but the punches coming from Puppey, and the Wolf managed to clean up. So 6.5 minutes, and already the lane's starting to break down a little bit more as the battles ensue.
Yeah, the constant has been Matu, though, just constantly on the wave, never really being forced off here. 41 and 11 as he leads the board in terms of the CS, and well ahead in net worth now as well.
Seeing if Nisha can get up to that Hand of Midas as quickly as possible. He is going for this Exort build, so he's going to rely upon these Sunstrike kills. Missing a couple of them there, you know, not the biggest deal in the world. Those are things that would really just accelerate his farm up, but we'll have to wait and see.
When the Roar comes out, though, as well as the Helm of the Dominator, there's going to be a lot of damage coming from Rezo in combination with Puppey. They just bring a secondary creep. They can really get some big chain stuns going if they want, and it should be free picks at that point. And then on the other side, for Team Liquid, you're looking for the level 6 on Zai, right? That first split, Crystallis, I'm sure, is going to be well aware that that is a big opportunity for them to go for a kill. We might see a little bit of babysitting from Zai in that situation. But the other TPs to save, like Puppey doesn't have a whole lot of tools that he can really do much when the Brewlings come out, so it's going to be based off of the intuition of Crystallis to survive.
Matumba Man onto Rezo. TP's coming in, though. Needs to be careful. Infest, and the runaway. They're going to lose Boxy there as Crystallis heads on out of lane, but they do get away on Matumba Man.
Force that rotation, though, but again, that's Crystallis, right? He saw an opportunity to get out of that lane because he knows what's coming, right?
Yes.
So better than just waiting for it and having to like run to the jungle. You're a drow, that's not really ideal. You'd much rather take this swap, come up top, avoid the brew split, and start farming here instead. Keep that net worth moving upwards, and so you have this dual core of the Invoker and the drow staying strong.
All right.
Kind of weird for Rezo, though, because he's playing a Beastmaster. So now like, he's still farming towards his helm. Now there's like a drow in his lane, you know?
Yeah, that part does feel a little bit different. And the other thing about this is we're seeing the Lina just head on back and farm up the jungle too. I was wondering if after getting that ulti online, if she was going to start rotating around, getting some kills, but Mickey opting to just go into the jungle and farm and gets that perfect neutral item for the Lina. Very trinket.
It is cool that Rezo has the 3 points in the axis though, so he's just like farming up stacks right now while Crystallis takes his lane. He's not going to fall behind too much. Now they could even go for a smoke play with the Roar if they want to as well. Again, with Puppey's creeps. Can chain quite a few, I can pretty much kill anyone actually. Maybe not Matsu with the help of a Sunstrike. He's still going to be pretty tanky and hard to grab. But anyone else is going to be a pretty free grab.
Right. And of course those infest plays are something you're going to have to watch for later on. So many units that can get turned into an escape route for that life stealer.
I almost feel like Zai's like kind of annoyed down here. He's just like, I want to kill someone. Can I please? Like someone show, you know? All his other heroes he's been playing, he's able to like push this tower, he's given this space. It feels like he can immediately start pressuring somewhere else on the map, but instead he only really has the creeps to deal with at the moment.
Right. And is going to be able to farm pretty well on that brew. Something that you like to see. If you can get into a couple of those later islands, we've seen some of them go for the raids packs. Obviously the Aghanim Scepter, not as good as it used to be, but still very strong.
Oh, debatable. That'd be better.
Sania, well, he's dead. Can they find anything after, though? Resolution in some trouble as Boxy moves in, so they use the Roar to kill off the Undying, but they get punished pretty heavily on the other side of that.
Yeah, hoping to catch a couple of their core heroes there, obviously. That's why Zai's coming up here to try and get the split off, but not going to find it. And I'll tell you who
What?
I mean, he would have taken the Invis rune. You know?
All right.
Yeah.
Lets him know how he feels about
That's
it.
right. I like how he tips him too.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's right. You think I wouldn't?
Dude, you see something new every time at this TI.
And behind the rest of the split.
They do not have a Laguna Blade. I don't know how it happened, but it's not there. It turns out they don't need it. Nisha goes down. Oh my goodness. Dude, that was sick.
Yeah. This is all just cover though, because Zayat's got a free lane bottom for a couple waves. All right, that's the secret to the Earthshaker players. You got to feed some of your teammates a little bit, right? Got to get that early blink dagger. Very important that you find the time for this hero. Okay, what is Insania doing? How did he just kill Courier down there?
He's hanging out, man.
Who is this man?
And moving in from behind. Zayat's there. They don't have Bruce Split anymore, but the Echo! Oh, but the snowball save. Can they get him out after? Mickey's got to run, but Puppy's there for the slow. LSA connects onto 2. Sunstrike out. It is going to be enough with the hits from Chrysalis.
Oh, Insania. He did not know whether he should come in here. He thought about backing up, and he's like, oh, I'll throw a tombstone. Maybe I'll do something. But I think in the end, he knew that was going to be a tombstone feed. So unfortunately, he kind of just adds on to the bounty.
And you can see that after, again, a bit of a slow start to this one, it turns into a bloodbath and some good Cinder Brew damage there out onto Nisha, but they want to try and get some damage onto this tower.
The split is down, you know, it's like chum in the water. They know that Zai doesn't have a whole lot he can do in this situation. They smell blood and they go right for that tower.
TPs could come in soon. They have to be careful about this one.
Rally the dead.
But no, that is the power of this bench. You get that troll creep, you run on in, you take the tower.
Oh, how about that though? An instant smoke as well from Zayat and Puppy. They're gonna start moving up towards their Beastmaster because Rezo, of course, has the Roar up and ready, has the Helm Creep. So if anyone tries to contest this tower, again, no split, they're not too worried about it. And this, the replay on the Laguna. Wow, a man.
Dude, the eyebrow raise is too good. Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Was not expecting
That's the most emotion I've ever seen from Nisha, you know?
You're not wrong. Oh, silent killer usually. Well, the salvo damage that we had towards mid, it looks like Liquid want to make the move again. After losing their mid-tier 1 tower, they will head on in and claim one of their own.
Radiant's middle tower has
Vlad's already done on that brew, a couple of smokes purchased. Watch for those blink timings.
I like that play from Liquid too, sort of like posturing mid with a lot of units, a lot of heroes coming in there, and just knowing they hit the split coming up in just a second as it's now available now. So Secret not feeling like they can really contest that, as they're just going to keep Chrysalis farming up the jungle, and now, you know, Zayat, he's just going to try and like find that farm somewhere. Be it Shard, be it Blink. It looks like he's probably not as confident getting the Blink this game. Feels like he just wants that early Shard instead.
Right.
But it's like so strong for stalling out these fights, of course, to try and provide all that space that you can for an Invoker and a Drow. But if you're not getting the Blink first, like, does this even feel like that worth it, you know, as a hero? I feel like that's where you really get the value out of the 4 Shaker.
I know, it can be an issue. Something to be a bit concerned about is Chrysalis is farming up those Ancients, and you can't get that initiation off. Start to feel much less valuable in these fights. But of course, like you talked about, that extra damage that you get from those Sunstrike Bladers could help to mitigate that a little bit. As we have this stall out period, and you got to imagine that Nisha's going to be happy about this. Building towards, you know, his next item is actually going for a 4-staff after that Hannah Midas. So more tools to get that separation away from particularly the Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's like the counter to Team Liquid, right? They just keep picking Tusk and Lifestealer.
Right?
So just every game, it feels like just more and more 4-staffs. I'm sure Puppy's feeling the same way. Indeed, he is. Stack those up. It's great to have it on the Drow, too, so likely to be another game where it's going to be something they're going to have to contend with on Liquid.
Well, in the jungle, they find each other, looking for a high five. Zayat, is he feeling friendly today?
You gotta be careful if he's a chant totally high fives you.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. No high five. Smoke up from Zai and Boxy. They're hunting to try and find the Beastmaster.
Like, can kill this right now?
Back behind.
Oh, I can't get it.
Oh, but look. Chase, it's there. Rezo thinks it's all good and well, but the chase, they catch him. Stone, couple more punches. The creep buying some extra time. Chitone doesn't do anything with that Echo to get away from him. Tombstone down. Chrysalis is there, though, and that's going to be enough to kill off Boxy. Insania has to run, but Mickey, he's got a DD. Moves in, finds Science, gets that kill. Now Puppy trying to get out of there. They have to lift up on Anisha. Drops the meatball, but it's not enough. Nisha in trouble. Couple more hits. He dies. Zai on a killing spree as they look for Puppey, but Chrysalis wants to move forward. Insania trying to take up a bunch of those hits as he can, and Mickey gets the double kill. That's 4 already dead. Zai on top of Chrysalis, hits the stun. Mickey there. Mickey wants the kills. They're diving behind the towers. Resolution, he's back in. Have they gone too far? Liquid in, very deep. Another TP in. Zayas is back alive. Mickey hopes to escape, but there will possibly be an escape. No. Zaya cleans up.
Oh, he bought us BKB though.
And he was able to buy out. And to think that all starts from just 2 heroes smoked in.
They're getting so much into these early brew splits, which is really the key to them getting this victory. Now, you can definitely see these moments where they bait out the brew split and you're able to get away, but the shards are really helping those situations. They forced that fight on top of Rezo, and Zayas even felt committed, of course, to hop in there with the Echo, but it wasn't enough to turn things. Does have a shard as well, though, so he can continue to try and stall these fights, try and force some good Sunstrikes as well there from Nisha, but great plays from Liquid, and now they have 2 humongous item powers when they come into these next fight. They're going to have that BKB on Mickey's Lina, as well as that Wraith back now on Zai. But much like the Tombstone, again, it is an issue where they do have good tools versus it on the side of Team Secret. It won't necessarily be that big, dominating Wraith back this game.
Yeah, and you can see here just the amount that he's getting done on this brew. Zaya's had a tournament that's sort of been a lot of great moments, but also a couple where he's had to be sacrifices. We get into another battle, and Nisha found Lifestealer right on top, didn't stand a chance.
The way they're grouping and playing with this splitless brew is so good, right? They just now take that fight. He does a brew split back for another 15 seconds. They immediately move into the roast pit with the Dessa, with the Vlads, all these items stacking up together, and the Tombstone drop instantly.
They're into the pit now. Puppey is down bottom, just trying to push these waves out. I don't know if they can come and contest this.
They have the vision. They saw it all go down from the side of Team Secret.
But with no Blink Dagger, no nothing from Zayas, it's too hard to walk into this pit.
They got Hawk in a few seconds here, but no, there's no way they get there in time.
They try, but they will not succeed. And Zai now there to slow him down. The enchant to back away. Still have to be careful about running up high ground into no vision. And Insania, he's going to get punished for the hubris.
Well, the Soul Rips have been pretty incredible from him so far, maxing that out first, getting lots of saves in these fights, and they'll just go down there as he helps his allies escape. So what do they escape with? They get themselves an Aegis onto their Lina. They still have the split available, so when he's back on Insania, they can start to move their way onto that Radiant side of the map. And with that death onto Nisha, of course, and he's 0-4-0 on this Invoker. He's got Midas and Force Staff. It's not exactly the dream game for the hero, but his levels are starting to add up.
Philly picked up now. You know, you end up in these situations that I was sort of talking about, the mental stability that it feels like this team's been able to keep up there. They're going to have to make another move here from Secret in a little while, see what they can find across the map. They have that shard ready on the Earthshaker, but it does still just feel like they need more time.
A common trend of Secret throughout the last chance qualifier and TI has always been like Zayas and Rezo dominating their lane and pushing forward from there. Very combat heavy. It felt like these Dawnbreakers, right? Like Marcy, just fighting everyone all the time.
Oh, Echo! It's not enough.
That's not quite.
Oh my goodness! And stick charges.
Yeah, they don't have that though. They're not like a snowballing off-lane duo in this game. In game 1, it worked really well because they had this double vision tactic where they were going with the Beast Master and the Nyx Assassin.
They find him. Nisha in the woods. Zai pops the ultimate. He wants this one. He wants it real bad. Lift up there. The rest of the team coming in. Back behind the tower. Mickey going into this fight with half HP. They time it perfect. Nisha gets brought down. Liquid, they are feeling themselves here. Again, we talk so much about Puppey and the consistency that he's had. Zai is another one of those players. He's been to so many different TIs, but if they win this game, this will be his highest placement ever.
Well, but still able to grab it despite Zayas running away with the creep wave. I was kind of wondering, where's the Fisher save? He's just running. He's got wave after wave. And Boxy not even going to bother trying to chase him or cut him off. They're just moving elsewhere on the map. They want a bigger prize for themselves.
19.5 minutes and a 4,000 gold lead. These little mid-game leads can be so dicey, though. We've seen some that have fallen apart very quickly, and is this going to be one of them? Got to be careful. Lifestealer inside the open wounds, and Matumba Man going to run away. Resolution just not quite close enough to connect with any roar or anything else.
Bit of a bold one there, as there was quite a bit of vision in the area from Team Secret. And Zayas, though, of course, the long run with the creeps will come to an end here, eventually being caught inside that dire jungle. So Game 1, similar situation, Beastmaster, right? They're able to take so much of the map over from the side of Team Secret because of the way he pushed to that top lane, established good vision up top, and they just played around that area. This game, Crystallis take the top lane instead. Rezo's not able to really like establish that big point, and Liquid just catching all these great fights with the Brewmaster has been so important for them. And Secret, they're really lacking that vision. They don't really know, until Liquid cross the river, they're not really sure what they're up to. And they're not able to go for these, you know, cheeky little plays, the Sunstrikes, to try and get Liquid off balance. Instead, it's Liquid who are just pushing through and always staying very grouped together.
The Man showing, and Zai also showed for just a moment. This smoke, it's going to be broken immediately. Zai, he's in an awkward spot now. Insania is there to break it. Tries to find one. Rage immediate turn for the kill. So they will get the Undying.
Yeah, Liquid don't want this fight. Secret are throwing all the resources at it once again. Game 2, Crystallis was really trying to get involved in as many fights as possible to try and get his team to a solid position. He's doing that once again. These TPs up here, trying to find these engagements when he can, then moving back to farm when it looks like the fight's not going to happen. Liquid there, of course, can be a little bit pickier with their fights, but with another minute left on the Aegis, and not getting another tier 2 could be kind of nice if they wanted to. For now, they just seem comfortable going to that next round of items, the BKB, potentially on Matu.
That blink done on Boxy. They're getting into the Aghanim Scepter next for Zai.
I hope so. I hope it goes out over the blink. Blink's obviously really cool, but you know, the eggs.
Oh yeah.
Nice
LSA connection for Staff, keeping his buddy alive. This is why Nisha invests in this. And with that lack of connection on the kill, Zayat actually spots out these wards that were just placed. So Crystal's going to come on in and take those away. D-ward going on, so all vision gone.
So the main benefit of the Aghanims, at least to me, would be Zai having the Wind Panda all the time, right? Like the Wind Bruling constantly able to go for the Dispel to kill out these summons. Because it's always been like a counterpoint that the Brewmaster has, but it's only during the ulti. Whereas now, when you have this Aghanims, you can actually do it constantly.
Walks up the hill. Aegis about to expire. This fight could get a little bit dicey here if they're not careful. Silence out, in trouble, he's gone. Meanwhile, Boxy jumps in, Matumba Man right on top now. Crystallis, who gets force-sapped off of the cliff. In that separation, LSA spots the ward. They need to take that down, so no more vision. But the stun, the control is on to both of them. Mika gets the BKB off. Matumba Man turns. No infest to get him out, but they find Nisha. Couple more hits. They bring him low, but can they bring him down? No! Nisha, he survives. Insania gone. Secret strike back in the biggest way.
Liquid just going a little bit too far there. The Dreams start to a fight as they take down Zai right away. No chance bringing out the ultimate. Despite getting down the Wraith Pack, it didn't reduce enough of that damage. He still falls, and when he doesn't snap buy back, because there's no Aegis, right? Like, there's no big prize to claim here, so they know he doesn't want to buy back into this fight, even though he could get back there relatively quickly. Liquid keep going. They feel like they have some ability to still take this fight after this death. They were wrong. You know, they don't end up getting, like, the next big grab. Perfect force staffs, great positioning. Crystallis to the high ground, back down again. Matu's raised up. He's running around. He can't find anybody.
All of those utility spells caught in.
Oh, yeah, what's up? Whatever he says.
Zai wasn't able to make it happen, but still looking solid in this one for Team Secret. After that huge win, you can see now 16-14 on a knife's edge. We talked about how close this game could be, and things start to get a little bit wild when it's an elimination match this close to the Aegis. So AC next on the docket. Zayas was still alive when he was like doing the call-out gestures.
It's been his thing so far this tournament. He's the only one I've seen popping up out of his chair. I love to see it.
You know, I think that it's a testament to sort of this guy and sort of his background in Dota. He spent so long just hanging out in obscurity, and he a lot of Eastern European tier 2
techies
teams.
Player Zayat?
Right.
Like, you mean the Treant Protector player Zayat? The one-trick pony guy?
And then suddenly, as we saw in that content piece, you know, he gets the call up, and he is absolutely taken over. And the last bit, Walrus Punch, Matumba Man gonna get stunned in the duration of the rage. The roll, the chase, Puppy gone. Meanwhile, Crystallis on the low ground, but Zayas there again with the stun onto everybody. It's only to disengage though. They gotta run. Secret, trying to get out of there. The BKB, he can't do anything to that one. Chase down, look for more. Rezo in trouble, the lift up.
They gotta let him go.
They're gonna go for more and more and more. Liquid trying to chase, Rezo gone. And on the back lines, they take down Crystallis to boot. Liquid and Secret, the push and pull. A tug of war. Looking at my heartstrings a little bit here.
everything just from the beginning of these fights, and part of that coming down to the fact that we don't have those BKBs on the side of Secret, right? So it either starts well or it goes really poorly.
They chase for more as they're going up to the high ground there. Nisha trying to stop this push. Tornado, anything he can use. 20 seconds until the rest of his team is back up. That second Roche is available, though. They could go back and claim that here as a very quick spawn.
Oh, that'll be a big one for them. Respawns are going to be fast, though, on Secret. We're only 25 minutes in this game, believe it or not. We're going to double up those bracers, those Wraith packs. Wraith fans, rather, but maybe a Wraith pack later. It almost looked like a Walrus kick there with the punch and the force staff combo there. So probably gets double force back up. But that's a lot to commit to try and save your Ench. And though Zayat's got a huge play there with the Fisher and the combo stuns, you know, it's Zay, right? The original coming through there with the split. And Crystal is just worst case scenario.
I mean, that's the thing, right? With no BKB on this Drow, as soon as you find the real one, it turns into this huge problem. You just lift her up, wait till the fight to end.
Yep. I'll tell you, that Philosopher's Stone's been doing a lot of work here for Zayat, though. He's getting close to that Blink Dagger. Almost like a second life for this Earthshaker when it comes to like having relevancy in this game. Right now, he's just sit in the back line, find just a Fisher, combo stun, see if he can set up for his Drow and his Invoker in that sense. But you get that Blink Dagger, you spot that right moment, maybe you can win the whole fight yourself.
And the thing that's interesting about this too is the distribution of farm. You take a look at these net worths. It's Alina and Lifestealer that are way up at the top right now. A pretty big gap, and then you got the 3 cores from Secret, but it's Puppey that's making up the difference. This Enchantress needs to have some more impact here in this game. Has already got a force staff. I'm not sure what you buy.
No nature's attendance, he's just stats. I got the damage, all right? There's no heals happening here. Not today.
Hey, Illusion spots out a lot of liquid. The jump! They got vision and then have to run away immediately. Boxy is already gone. Nikkei finds another. Rezo dead. Chrysalis, the one left behind. Nisha also trying to escape. They decide to turn their sights onto Puppey. Get the D-wards here and control this area as opposed to chasing.
That was insane. They're just blinking and infesting. They know they just need the vision for this fight to try and give Zai that grab, right? He just needs that one toss-up. Again, there's no secondary play here. There's no BKB for that Drow Ranger, but now they're going to go for the wraparound play here from the side.
Will they be able to take this fight? Puppey wants to run in. Chrysalis is there too. Roche down about a third HP.
There, Zayat.
They're still sticking around. Zayat blinks. He gets the stun, but the interrupt. Where's the follow-up damage? It's not there.
Chrysalis, though, he
Boxy, he kept him out of that fight that entire time, trying to clean up and get this Aegis. It's actually the Radiant that get the kill, but Nisha down low, he gets down. Can he escape from this one? Chrysalis hitting in the backside. They take down Matumbaman. Mickey wants to find a kill, but the dodge. Nisha gets away. Are you kidding me? He gets away from them. Aegis still on Mickey, but with no BKB, he's got to get out. TP's away. What is this game?
It's gonna be a very confusing fight recap here. We got an Aegis alongside Team Liquid. Everyone who's playing their heart out right now. And despite it going their way, I think there was even a snatch, right? They grabbed the kill, I think with the Sunstrike from Nisha, and then he blinked in after.
Almost got it.
Who got the shard?
I'm not sure. Oh, it was the Lifestealer. No, he already, yeah. Regardless, we sort of keep the game at status quo to a certain extent because you lose a lot of Liquid heroes in terms of the net worth, but the big thing is still 4 minutes left of that Aegis on Mickey. He's playing that carry role out of the mid lane.
Most certainly is. Feels very comfortable doing it. Now has 4 minutes of the true comfort of having an Aegis as well. He's actually shadowing Matsu right now, maybe worried about a possible play coming up from Team Secret.
Oh, that's an interesting choice for the Enchantress, going for the drums and queuing up of all things an AC. You know, if there's one thing,
lofty goals.
If there's one thing I learned, it's that Puppey farms.
Never forget Puppey Crystal Maiden's heart.
Yeah. True enough. Well, the kill score is even. If there was any doubt about these two teams putting on a show for all you people out here in the crowd, let's dispel those myths right now, as there is still some pressure being mounted in Senia with a surprise in Sabai.
That is not one you suspect, that's for sure.
I mean, they do see that he has almost 3,000 health, so might be able to anticipate that there's a Lifestealer inside of him. But the tier 2 tower gets taken.
Yep, that Hawk Vision giving them a little bit of a semblance of safety there as they approach the tower. But again, there's still no BKBs here. So, I mean, it's just so unusual compared to how all these Dota games have been going through all TI, right? We're so used to basically every core having a BKB at this point. and it just feels so strong for Zai if he can get that perfect initiation.
Did Liquid read the movement right? Are they going to be able to anticipate where Secret are going? The blink in Zai, this is his former team. Right. They can't quite catch him.
It's all about that mid wave, right? You know someone has to come and grab this, but no one wants to commit on these mid waves. You want to be really far back. Just sort of give him a little blast, back away.
Yes.
Don't want to get caught in a bad fight.
All right. As, again, those shards actually there for Boxy was what the one he got. But you can see the sort of macro movement that they're making, trying to control these high grounds. Secret that smoke up with 4. They are showing Puppey on the wave. Can they find anybody with this backstab?
And Matsu, he was considering quite a few different items throughout this game, right? Almost went for the BKB on the lifestealer, ended up going for the AC instead. Has to watch out for that silence, though. Or he gets saved by someone.
The Hawk is going out first.
Oh, he just got a Paladin sword, too.
The Golem up front.
Gives it over to Mickey.
They're not quite going to get there. If Zayats finds somebody here, this could be a huge burst of damage, but it does look like Liquid recognizing the danger. Mickey gets caught! BKB, it's not coming out! Mickey is going to drop. That's Aegis. 1 life. Can they do another one? Rezo is there. He has the roar available. Gets interrupted. Gets caught. The Sunstrike out. It's not enough damage quite yet. Mickey 4 step away. Get out of there. Zayats tries to control afterwards. Can they bring him down in time? Mickey in trouble. Gets invested. The save again. The tornado lift up onto both of them though. Mickey, he's been living through so long, so much, and he's actually going to do it again. Mickey finally gets brought down by Puppey. The alacrity, the damage, but Man, they want to bring down Chrysalis. A couple more punches, but all these 4 steps, it's the bane of Liquid. They don't have a way to get him out, but Man to fall. Zai needs to clean up. He's got to get a couple more with Chrysalis. He gets up to the high ground. Insania brought down as well. The little turret that could.
This positioning, all-terrain vehicles on Secret, they're all over the place. Up, down, low ground, a TPO by Rezo at 10% HP, and you said Puppey needed to pop off. Yeah, I think he did.
Oh my god.
That was an insane. He did the most damage in that last fight. All he did was click.
So many rounds of it, and Puppey, he found him again. Puppey does not want to be denied. Chrysalis, a couple more hits. This man, he's a lot of evasion. Does have a blink away from Zai. Needs to hunt, needs to escape, but Zayat, he says no.
Puppey is taking his fate into his own hands here. He's like, I'm breaking this curse. I'm going all the way. And oh yeah, okay.
That is exactly what they needed right there. Suddenly this lead gets bursted open to 7k gold. And you can see all the save Mickey, and it wasn't enough, even through 2 lives.
That was only 2 minutes ago. Right. It feels like a lifetime at this point. Obviously, a pivotal turning point for this whole game. Just such a simple thing, too, right? Like catching this Aegis, but it just means that now you're going to get this fight on an even footing for Team Secret, right? Finally finding that moment that they needed. Don't have to play around with this Aegis for the next 4 minutes, chasing them around the map like this. And just so many clutch and tiny moments, and again, it's all about the positioning, right? These 4 staffs, so valuable for Secret. And Rezo at the top of your screen, you can see right now, he actually just barely escaped from Zai being chased down.
Oh my goodness, that was so close.
And then Puppey, like, you know, you heard Tiger talk about during the draft, right? He's just, you know, Ench really doesn't care about undying, because as you can see, he's got a whole posse just following around this entire fight, and they don't really do anything.
That's right, and as you said, he did the most damage in that fight, Puppey, on the Enchantress. Now, looking at the next couple of minutes here for Liquid after losing that Aegis, I mean, there's still 2 minutes till it's capable of respawning. It's not like they're incapable of fighting, but the fights cannot stop or start with Mickey getting caught. A Puppey AC done. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was a lofty goal, I believe we once said.
Oh my god. He is so far.
Usually you buy AC on your lifestealer, you don't really expect to be countered by the enemy Ench at 34 minutes with the counter AC, but there you are.
And the DD, he wants to take it. No, there's no way. There's no way. All right, Kraus, settle down.
Yeah, all right, relax. All right.
We must affect the weapon.
All right, so we'll see now. Silver Edge already in hand for the Lina. Some really good vision. Look at that ward there. One is giving all the info that they need. Man hit. Can they blow him up? Oh, the reaction gets him out of harm's way just in time. And well, the roar, the chase needs to get out of there. Save! Boxy, get him out. Can they do it? No! The invest came too late. this train either. Disarmed, running away. Nisha there with the ice wall. Tries to shards, but no. Boxy 2 will fall.
He hit him with the ice fire bomb. Get the ancient ice shaman in on this.
My goodness, Secret. They were kicked out of this last time. They were not able to go all the way to the grand finals. They were so close.
He was so close to investing back in the boxy too. It was just one big crit there from Chrysalis, you know. The item, he gets better rolls than anyone else actually. And seeing it right there. Unable to get that save.
Liquid have to hold here. Secret not wanting to give him the time of day. Look at Puppy just punch away the edge so strong with that Grofo too. Getting buildings, Liquid, they don't have the answers yet. They need the rest of their team to fight this. A watch and wait. Zayas jumps in, the roar, Mickey, they're all hitting him, the snowball to try and turn and try and get away.
Still got stacks.
Gets a little bit out.
As the silver for the break.
This tombstone, the zombies slowing him down. Pack 2, a couple more punches, but the control, Zayas, he's onto both of them. Mickey gets the BKB off. Matumba Man wants to chase Chrysalis, BKB runs out.
Zai thinking about still extending this fight.
It's too dangerous. So Liquid are gonna have to lick their wounds. Secret content with taking that lane.
Yeah, Liquid a small Pyrrhic victory there, managing to find themselves one BKB charge, taking off the Drow at the very least. But of course, they're going to be hanging out there looking for that Roche, and with a Beastmaster and an Enchantress on your team, you're definitely going to know when it spawns, especially if you just happen to be standing in there. So, probably going to be in the know, and we got ourselves an Aghanims too here.
Hello! Hello!
Hello! Hello, Zaya! Hello!
I think that was to the entire Dota 2 community, that hello. As he has been making a name for himself here.
Uh-oh.
And with that, the third Aegis, the Aghanim Scepter on Invoker, suddenly they are well in hand. Secret looking so good. Trying to close this out, 21k gold lead. 37 minutes in right now, they just finish a Hex too.
Zayas has so much power right now.
This game is going to be so hard for Liquid to pull back at this point. They've got the raid pack, but they find one. Does have the Aeondis, needs to pop the ulti if he wants to get out of there. Not too much more trouble. Walrus Punch finds the back line, trying to bring down one. Resolution in some trouble. Hit from downtown. Mickey finds another, but there it is, Science! He stops him again. The buybacks come out immediately. But Tumbo Man, nowhere left to go. He's gone for 70. Secret, they see the grand finals in their sights. They want to claim this here now. Put this game to bed. The snowball is in, has to blink out on Boxy. Is there anything they got in control? Zayat's on top, he's been there time and again. Misses the Sunstrike actually.
One blinks though.
But the chase is there and Boxy 2 will fall. None of these heroes up. Secret wanting to close this game out now.
Objective gamers in the top lane, Chrysalis and Puppy. Taking down the buildings. Walking towards tier 4s even.
They setting it up. Chrysalis, the alacrity is there. Tier 4 towers starting to drop. Does the dream run end now? Mickey 4-step away, keeping themselves alive.
That's
Secret.
a big jump. They're low on resources on Secret right now.
It's deadly.
Oh, but look at that damage.
This moment when you sense the victory, the Ancients exposed. Do they have enough left in the tank? Liquid, they want to survive, blows up Science, but do they have any more? The Ancient is falling, and with that, Secret are going to eliminate Liquid. They're going to the grand finals.
They came down from that upper bracket for one series, and are going right back up. They want that grand final chance once more. They want that best of 5. And a team, 2 teams from that last chance qualifier. Truly unbelievable to find them here on the stage, but only one can remain here.
Unbelievable. That's the beauty of competition. There are times where it can be so good and times where the jubilation of that team. Unbelievable performance. Team Secret, they move on.
From both teams. Congratulations to Team Secret here winning and securing their space in the grand finals. Hugs all around for different reasons, of course, because with every victory there has to be a losing team as well. But I know that there's a lot of love on that stage at the moment. I also, slightly biased, want to give a shout out to the first ever Dutch Dota 2 player taking a place in the grand finals. Crystalis, of course, first-timer here at TI and taking his space next to other two first-timers, Skeeter and Nine, so that is some well-deserved praise there. This game was crazy, though. It was absolutely mental. I think that fight that we saw in the top lane, Effie, that's the one that's going to be etched in our memories for a long time.
So many fights that were just so good. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Every year, Puppy just goes up one placement in TI. Like, it's some pattern. It's just the truth of Dota. This is the truth of Dota. Every year, he will level up with this team.
The way he won this game on Enchantress, he's like, I'm the carry right now, taking the Grobo from his Drow Ranger. And look at this, man.
Stats over heal. He went stats on Enchantress.
And we see it all the time.
The greatest.
He's feeling himself.
We see it in these game threes. These games where you could get eliminated or you could go forward, the comfort picks come out. But where do they usually come out of, right? They either come out for the carry player or the mid player of a team. But in this game three, in this series that is deciding who goes to the finals, Puppy pulls out his comfort pick, the Enchantress, and he decides to just build carry items and put that game on his shoulders. I mean, it was such a great game.
He dealt more damage than Nisha in that game. That's pretty wild. I mean, they were buffing him up.
He's like, Nisha, Alacrity
on him, sitting next to the Drow Ranger. Some really good stuff from Secret. Like, this team had a really good, really bad season. The DPC, they were always in the middle, not being able to show what they can do on land, but overall, they showed finally at Riyadh Masters what they can do with their draft and with their lineup, and showing it here on the main stage.
This fight right here was such a good fight. This was the turning point of the game. It looked like Liquid was running them over. And yeah, we talk about Puppy, we talk about this Enchantress, but we have to talk about Crystalis on this Drow Ranger. He is the player who got that silence off on Brew, and then Nisha targeted all the spells on that Brewmaster. Because Brew died first, they were able to kite around that fight to get the win. They had their first few 4-staffs ready at that point. They were able to push back, and without the Brew that early on, I just don't even know how they created this window for themselves. And then, of course, 5 4-staffs come out afterwards. Every single hero on Secret had a
North American team, 5 red 4-staff, Team Secret.
Making their way into the
5 red 4-staff, 3 pikes and 2 4-staffs. So much kiting potential against the Lifestealer, against the Shards, choosing where they want to take a fight.
But also, this Drow Ranger, Crystalis, did 40k damage. I mean, his positioning was flawless. He was not getting caught out. I mean, obviously, with the help of the repositioning by the 4-staffs, he was able to do so. But in every single clutch fight near a hill, he was making sure that he could dish out as much damage as possible, but also being able to silence the priority targets. And I really have to commend him in this game, because Crystalis had gotten a lot of criticisms throughout the DPC season. Was this the correct choice? Is he too young? Is he too inexperienced? The answer is no. This kid is good. This kid is so good at Dota.
Yeah, he proved everybody wrong in this one. And I think, to me, this victory, it was all of Secret playing amazingly together. Resolution, he's been the rock for this team since we've seen him on this roster. Zayat's in this game.
Yeah.
The individual play coming out from him, predicting where people are going to go, and then being there with the fissure where there are these potential clutch plays from Liquid where they can come back in the game. Zayat's is just like, no, I know exactly what you're going to do. And then on top of that, hyping his team up well in the game.
Hello.
That's got value, dude. That's got value, especially with Puppy with the machete on the other side. You got both sides of the angel and the devil on the shoulder.
Yeah, we heard Zayat say hello to the stadium there in Singapore, and now we're going to hear Resolution with Avo saying hello to us as well in a winner's interview.
No, wait till I have. Yes, we're here with Resolution. I mean, what is game? What is series?
Happening. What is this game? There was turnbacks. We first team wiped them. They team wipe us back again, in 10 seconds. What is happening in these games? Holy my! I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to be part of this game. It's crazy to watch how my teammates are forcing around and kiting the fight, and how my Clement Ench is carrying the game. Some fights, it's what is happening? I'm like Beastmaster, I'm just there to roar, guy, and provide an aura and watch my teammates thrive. Yeah.
We actually saw you frenzying Puppy halfway through the game. You stopped frenzying the Drow. It was all frenzy for Puppy. What was that team decision like? Guys, it's our Ench that's doing the damage. How did you decide that?
No, I don't know. I just felt it in the moment that Clement is doing so much work that I got to empower him. With all I have.
Okay. What's the reset looking like for you now as you get to the grand finals? How do you do that?
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna meditate for sure. I need to reset completely and, go with a fresh mind into the next series. Enjoy some, 5-10 minutes, our victory, but then just straight up to the next game.
We will be enjoying your victory as well, basking in the glory of that great grand finals. Anything you'd like to say as well to Team Liquid who fought so hard there?
I mean, I love all of these guys. Like, I would have been proud if either of us goes to the final because I love them. They love me as well. Like, it's mutual. And William, I have such respect for this team. Actually, all the way from the lower bracket they're on to to be a top 3 in this event. We both came from LCQ as well. Like, I don't know, much love. Team Liquid, the organization, players, you guys are the best, and I'm sorry it happened this way, but we'll hopefully make you proud in the finals.
Thank you so much.
One more thing, this flag, support for my country, please. Everybody who can do something, just please do it, and I'm gonna make my country proud as well with a performance.
Thank you so much for the Rezo. Congratulations, and we'll see you in the grand finals. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Avo and Rezo. Indeed, he has already made his country, his team proud with that performance. We'll see if he can also do that in the grand finals because our grand finalists are set. We only have one more series to go, and then we know who wins the cost. That is insane.
It really is, and just by looking at the scores throughout 2022, Tundra had Secret's number 5 out of 6 times. So that's pretty nuts. But the grand final, Secret does have this momentum. They played 3 games. Historically, teams coming up from the lower bracket, they have this slight advantage because they're all hyped up. They have just won a great series, not getting eliminated game 3, and the other team does have freshness, but the team coming up from the lower bracket, they have this mentality that they want to win.
Momentum.
Exactly.
And we talk about that a lot because it actually matters a whole bunch. There is a bit of an hour break, so you do need to mentally reset to go again. I'm glad that Rezo has found his method to do that because he is also no stranger to being in grand finals. Neither is Puppy. The rest has not yet been in a grand finals of TI. What is that pressure like, you think, Effie? How do you reset? Because meditation obviously worked for Rezo, might not work for everyone.
I mean, it's definitely different player to player and team to team, so it's really hard to say what either of these teams are going to be thinking or doing beforehand. But for the most part, if you're coming off of a win like that, you're just feeling confident, and especially you're feeling trusting of your teammates, right? To win in such a way where you're all kiting each other around, helping each other with force stops, it's gotta inspire that sense of camaraderie. So I think for both teams, I mean, Tundra don't have to do the reset, but they do have to sit down and think. They just need to kind of separate from what's going on right now and play like they're in their rooms, play like they're at home, and just play their best Dota.
Play their best Dota, indeed. We are going to watch the best Dota in the grand finals, but we also do need to close the book on the team that came 3rd here at this international. It is Team Liquid Jenkins. I know that they have won over the hearts of so many people.